Baby, what it's supposed to be. Baby, what it's supposed to be. The unstable.
You are so dumb. You are really dumb. For real.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Hold on, I'm testing. I'm in a new room. I got a new mic. Well, it ain't a new mic. It's one of the older mics, but it's a different mic than y'all been hearing because I'm in a different room. But hold on, bear with me. I'm gonna test everything on my I'm gonna test everything on my phone real quick. Make sure y'all can hear me, or y'all can tap in and let me know something. Tap in and let me know something. Hold on. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think y'all can hear me. I think I'm good money. Everybody hit the like button. Yeah, and let me know something. See. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'm gonna play something while y'all waiting. Play something while y'all
Honestly,
waiting.
I think there is a huge untapped opening right now for straight men who want to experience loving relationships with women.
What's
Like,
going
there's
on?
never actually been a greater opportunity for you to have. Honestly, I think there is a huge untapped opening right now for straight men who want to experience loving relationships with women. Like, there's never actually been a greater opportunity for you to have the kind of relationship full of love and connection and joy that you want to have, that most of us want to have as humans. It just requires you to take a couple extra steps. Like, yes, there is a lot of discourse online right now about how women don't need men, women are decentering men because we don't need them financially or logistically to create the lives that we want to create for ourselves. And yet, a lot of women still desire healthy, loving, reciprocal partnership. A lot of women still do desire to build a family and create a life with somebody, but they're only willing to do that with a partner who's actually a match for them, who's actually an equal. And not a partner who is lagging so far behind in the growth gap that it feels like now I'm just your mom. And all women are asking men to do is the same work that we've been doing: to go to therapy, to build some self-awareness, to build some emotional intelligence and relational skills.
She's talking about a growth gap and relational skills, yet she's completely oblivious to the fact that most women haven't done a second of the work she's preaching about. She wants you to go to therapy and master communication, while her idea of conflict resolution is still a passive-aggressive Instagram story.
When did women become such losers when it comes to something as simple as making a delicious meal for their man, or just giving him basic respect? Now, I know the word loser sounds harsh, but there's no other word to describe someone who brings nothing to the table except an attitude and entitlement. No man deserves this, they comment to beautiful women cooking beautiful food, whilst they sit comfortably in their house or apartment that was built by a man, on their technology that was created by a man, and enjoying their freedom that was fought for by men. And if a man who has committed his entire life to you doesn't deserve something as simple as a delicious, warm, homemade meal every single night, then what exactly does he get out of marriage? Now you may be ready to comment, gosh, what a pick me. And frankly, go ahead. It doesn't offend me, especially since there's a reason that I've been picked. And picked by an amazing man at that. A man that I would cook anything he desires simply because he's my man.
The women who claim that they don't want kids, they could never have kids, where's the girl with the list, are so adamant about constantly bringing it up. Like, okay, if you want a child-free life so bad, then stop talking about it. Stop talking about them. It's like, who are you trying to convince? If I genuinely didn't want something in my life or for my life, or I didn't want to be involved with something, the last thing I would do is go talk about it all the time. Go onto mom's posts and comment mean shit, degrading stuff about how that's the worst mistake they'll ever make. I'm child free and I'm so happy, girl, good luck. Like, you sound miserable, which tells me that your child free life isn't as happy as you make it out to be, because you sound like a miserable bitch.
So you want to know why I'm 49 and I go for younger men? Because even though I'm 49, I love my body. I've had 3 kids. I look after myself. I do my best. And I feel like happy where I am. I think men in their 40s and 50s have let themselves go. Not all, but a lot of them.
Yeah. All right, let me do my spiel. Who we got in here? If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, I'm looking to meet a $15 live stream goal. Whatever you can give is greatly appreciated. $5 makes you the live stream sponsor. Cash App and PayPal all at the top of the chat. Also in the description. Or we could do super chat, super sticker. That's the dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. What else do I need to say? Hit the like, and let's get into this video that I wanted to go over real quick.
Stable woman, the unstable woman, survival mode versus the stable woman. And this has always been a point of contention for me in these spaces in particular, because I know you guys have been taught by various content creators that you can date the McDonald's worker, and as long as she's nice, then that's cool with you. It should be fine. But let me bring this up. It doesn't make sense to date the McDonald's or to marry the McDonald's worker. So the woman you choose determines the life you live. So the woman with survival mindset, financially unstable archetype, hardworking and resilient, understands struggle and survival, appreciates financial relief, often loyal when supported, financial instability, dependent on external support.
Let's break this down. Let's break this down. This is gonna be rough. I'm just gonna flat out say it. Black women in America aren't relationship material 90, I'll just say 90% of the time. And here's the thing. If you meet one of the 10 percenters, you're gonna know it. You're not gonna need to watch a YouTube video on how to decide if she's one of those ones or not. She's gonna stand out like a sore fucking thumb. You'll probably be able to tell within 1 or 2 conversations. I mean, obviously that's not confirmation, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. She's gonna stand out, very much so. But here's the fucked up part. Even if you find one of those 10% black women who actually are good, is her mama good? Are her aunties good? Are her cousins good? I mean, you're marrying into this family. You're marrying into this family. That's what they say. You're not marrying a person, you're marrying a family. So do I want to deal with all the bullshit that her family is probably on? Well, okay, I guess we could say if she managed to be one of the 10 percenters, maybe she come from a decent family. Oh, it may be decent, but you really got to do your thorough research. You really do. But honestly, by the time the family go through the vetting process and she go through the vetting process and everything check out, we're talking about probably a 1% black woman at that point. I just wouldn't risk it. I just wouldn't risk it, man. I couldn't advise any black man in America to date black women in America in good faith. Just couldn't do it. Rare Breeze, tap in with me. Let me know who rocking with me this Saturday afternoon. Everybody hit the like button. Okay, so let's see. Survival mindset. Financially unstable archetype. Hardworking and resilient. I mean, okay. Understands struggle and survival. I mean, okay. Appreciates financial relief. Well, what person wouldn't appreciate that? Let's let's talk about understand struggle and survival. Uh, Hard times make men more gritty, makes men have more grit and survival skills, which are good for a masculine man to lead and help him and his family survive. When women go through hard lives, especially black women, and the type of hard lives that black women go through, it ruins them. It doesn't make them a better feminine woman for a family. It makes her more masculine and usually aggressive. It makes her more cold. You know, going through shit can make a lot of men better men, but going through hard times and bad shit usually make women worse women. So yeah, appreciates financial relief, of course. Often loyal when supported. Yeah, I don't know about that. I mean, hey, I don't got the studies to back me up, but yeah, I'm gonna go no on that one for the most part. Financial instability dependent on external support, higher stress lifestyle. That's true. Financial pressure. Wait, what? Lesion making? Financial pressure, whatever that means. Anyway, so let's go to the archetype of woman who's supposed to be stable, or she has a stability mindset. Mindset, financially stable archetype. Okay, financial self sufficiency. I mean, okay, I like that. Emotional stable lifestyle. Women aren't emotionally stable. So look, medium man, he's married. So I ain't gonna say he got a lot of learning to do, but I think he's off base. I think he's off base. He's one of those guys who try to give women a little too much credit when it comes to certain things, so he don't sound like one of those toxic red pill guys. And I got a story for y'all too. I'm waiting for people to get in here. I'm waiting for at least like 15 people to get in here. I got a funny ass story for y'all. um, what else? Okay, let's get back into this. Emotionally stable lifestyle, that's bullshit. Women aren't emotionally stable. Lower financial pressure on husband. Okay, that's true. That's a benefit. Structured routine and discipline. That's a positive. Supports peace within the household. I call cap. Women don't bring peace. Never forget that, fellas. Even a woman who I would deem a good woman doesn't bring peace. But there's an argument to be made that she's worth it despite not bringing peace. Let's see. Chooses a husband, not financial rescue. Um, See, this is where I will push back on medium man. Even women who make six figures, they're looking for a guy to come and pay most of the bills. I honestly feel like 95% of women on the planet don't want to work hard for 65, well, let me not say 65 years. Most working women, even fancy career women, don't want to work hard for 35 years and go 50-50 with a man if they had a choice. I mean, I get it. Most men don't want to work 35 years and work hard and pay bills for the rest of their life, but women feel a little more entitled to be rescued from that than men. Men, we kind of accepted a long time ago that this is our fate until we pass out and die. Um. Okay. Anyway, so what was that one? Support peace within the household. Chooses a husband, not a financial rescue. Okay, I get it. Less easily impressed by income alone. Well, yeah. That so she's more picky. Yeah, he's. You notice he said income alone. You still got to have that bag. So that's not a benefit to me as a man that you looking for Superman. I gotta have a bag. I gotta be emotionally intelligent. This and that. It's just the list is gonna be longer. So actually, yeah, this woman on the right is gonna have a longer list. Anyway, okay. Higher standards for stability and discipline. Oh yeah, like I just said. All right, let's listen up.
Higher stress lifestyle, financial pressure, eliminate. Now, I understand the premise behind guys when they say I wouldn't mind dating the McDonald's worker, because there's a stigma in these male-centric spaces that the women who have careers, they all come with attitudes. Is that fair to say? Yeah, so if a woman has a career, she tends to have some sort of an ego. She's going to shame you. She's combative. She's not going to listen.
It's gonna be true in most cases. I mean, yeah, that's gonna be true in most cases. I mean, you could look for the diamond in the rough. I wouldn't. Well, let me not say that. Yes, medium man. That's gonna be the case in most of the time. If she's this determined career woman, 9 times out of 10. I mean, there's exceptions to the rule. Well, fuck it. You know what? I feel like being optimistic today. 7 times out of 10, 7 to 8 times out of 10, that's gonna be the case. It's not all. Or you know what? Let's word it like this. The ones who aren't like that are married or in a 5-10 year relationship. So the women who are still single over 30 and they're these highfalutin career women, yeah, that percentage, yeah, 95% of them are gonna be on that. So even if we could do a study on it, right? And the study showed that only 50% of women who are successful career women are bitchy and ain't gonna listen, ain't gonna be masculine, etc., etc. Okay, fine. But most of the 50% who aren't like that are gonna have somebody. And the ones who don't, well, it's a reason why they don't. And that's why the ones who are single, that's probably a 90% rate. They're gonna be like that. But let's get back into it.
She's combative. She's not going to listen, so on and so forth. But I think you guys have the majority of women who have careers, you have them misunderstood, because the women that you guys are talking about, of course, they are easy to disqualify. But that is not the majority of women who work, in particular, Black women who work. And if you guys remember, I have the archetypes where we broke this down. I made it specific, very clear that there are 2 different women. There's some women that just have to work. And you guys have said this all the time. When a woman says, I pay my own bills, I pay my own car note, I got my own car, my own house. And men are quick to say, you are an adult, so you should be doing that for yourself. And I agree, right? So those women that boast about those things, those are the career boss chicks or whatever. But the women who just do that and are not openly saying, I need to do this and that, I do this on my own, I'm independent, that woman is just literally working.
Bear with me. Bear with me. I mean, okay, fine, dude. This is what it boiled down to, and it's one of the core principles, or I don't know even if you would call it a principle. It's one of the core beliefs, the core tenets of this channel. Because let's be real, medium man ain't talking about 21 and 22 year olds. He talking about 28, 35, 42, blue 42. He's talking about women in those age brackets. Why the fuck she still single, medium man? Just $1 million question that you have to ask every woman over 25. If you're so fucking wonderful. And you've been getting all these offers since 12, really. But we'll just start at 15. All these offers since 15, and you so fucking great. Why are you still single at 27, 28, 35, 42? Blue 42. What, like, We got to dive in on that. Okay, fine. She's just working. She ain't throwing it in nobody's face. Okay, good. She shouldn't. But it's almost like he's giving her a cookie for not being an obnoxious bitch and bragging about basic shit. Just because you're not bragging about having a job and having your own apartment and car don't make you a good woman. Let's continue.
Do this and that. I do this on my own. I'm independent. That woman is just literally working. So when you say that you want to get with the McDonald's worker as long as she's nice, I think the logical thing would be for a man who has a significant amount of money. He can do that. Because if it ends in divorce, she has never worked a real job, and I'm pretty sure he is planning on putting that woman, in the house so she can take care of kids.
Okay, let's talk about it. So should men date the McDonald's worker or should men date the attorney woman? What up, Lucky? What up, Lucky? What up, Lucky? Okay, we getting the numbers up. I like that. Let's hit the like button, hit the like button, hit the like button. Because I got a story to tell. I got a hell of a story to tell. If y'all want me to stay on 2 hours, let's get the donations up. Cash App, PayPal, all at the top of the chat. Or super chat, super sticker, dollar symbol on the right of the chat box. So, okay. I mean, I would say there's pros and cons to both. Pros and cons to both. And see, the major thing, one of the major factors when it comes to men picking women and what the dynamic is going to be like between that woman and any given man, how good does she look? How fat is she? How skinny is she? Does she get a lot of male attention? Whether she work at, McDonald's or a lawyer, that's going to be a big difference to make her one way or another. Okay. Let's just stick to the job point. On some level, I would want a woman who at least have enough ambition to eventually get a job that at least make 50K. Something like you got to bring something to the table for most men. Especially if we talking about in the black community, most black men don't make 70K and up. And even if a dude makes 70K, that's like 50K after taxes. That's not anything. I mean, yeah, baby, you're going to have to work. You're going to have to motherfucking work. Or we're going to be struggling. I mean, if we plan on having a family and kids or even a kid and the dad just going to work making 70K and mom at home with the baby, I mean, we could probably pull it off. But shit, these days, that's rough. That is rough. I feel like we're going to be eating ramen noodles. But let's look it up real quick. Let's just look it up real quick. Okay, so let's just say from 25 to 40. Not married, black men. He could be any height, but they ain't trying to fuck with nothing they ain't trying to fuck with nothing less than 5'9", bare minimum. Most. So let's just say 5'9". Fuck it, he could be obese. Just even making, let's put 70K. 70K. That's less than 1% of black men. Or no, I'll take that back. That's less than 7% of black men in that age range. Less than 7%. So that's him. That's Himothy. Capital H dot, capital I dot, capital M dot. He top 7%. So yeah, so technically, if you want to get technical, look, basically like 93% of black women are gonna need to work for the rest of their lives if they want a committed, monogamous relationship with one man. Because this is what these women don't get. Okay, if the criteria that I just put in, and let's be clear, I feel like most black women who are still single after 25 will feel like they're settling on this guy. He only 5'9". He got a little chub on him, and he only makes 70K before taxes. Nah, he's a dusty. He's a fucking dusty. So yeah, women these days think a top 6.4% black man is a dusty and a brokey. All right. Um, but this is the math they refuse to do. Only 6.4% of black women can be in a committed monogamous relationship with this guy. Right? So 93% of women are going to have to settle for less than this or die alone. So yeah, 93% of black women are going to have to work for a lifetime. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. So with that being said, yeah, I believe that most black men who are going to have to work for a lifetime and who will need their woman's check would like a woman to do something a little better than McDonald's. But let me tell my story. Let me tell my story real quick. Funny ass story. At least I think so. Scheduled a massage, y'all. Scheduled a massage, okay? And I didn't think much of it. I heard the name that I was going to be scheduled with, but for some reason I didn't think nothing of it. I'm not going to tell y'all the name. I don't want to, that's a little too close to home. But I'll just say I didn't think much of the name at first. And then I spoke to somebody I know and I was like, oh yeah, I got a massage coming up with somebody named such and such. And they were like, such and such? Wait a minute. It sounds like a black name. Okay, this is where it's going to get racist. That sounds like a black name. And I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't even think about it, especially the way it's spelled. Especially the way it's spelled. I'm like, oh yeah, that's suspicious. And let's break this down. Y'all can tell me how wrong I am in the comment section. Is Lauren in here? Oh, what up, Lauren? Okay. And as y'all know, I'm a black man. The thought of a black woman rubbing me down repulsed me. Like, and that's, I don't know. I'm sure a lot of people would think that's wrong. It's fucked up. Because the person I was talking to made me realize, oh shit, it's a black woman. And then I started thinking, like, do I want to get rubbed down by a black woman? Or is that even going to be a good experience? Because I associate black women with hating black men. I'm going to be real. That's the association I make with black women. If somebody tell me I'm about to meet a black woman, my first thought is, oh, she hates black men. I know it's not all, but that's just what popped up in my head. I'm being honest. What else pop up in my head when somebody mention a B-dub? I think hard and aggressive. These are just things that pop up in my head, like we at the therapist chair. What pops up in your head when I show you this, flashcard or whatever the fuck. Yeah, she hates me. She's probably gonna be aggressive. That's another thing that popped in my head. I feel like at least 7-8 chance that she's gonna be a bitch. 7 or 8 times out of 10, she's probably gonna have an attitude, smart mouth, probably be a little ghetto, off-putting. These are all the things that pop up in my head, and I'm sure a lot of people's head when they think of black women. And so when the person I was telling I'm getting a massage by this person, my mind start racing. I'm like, do I want to cancel this shit? My first thought was to cancel this shit. But I'm like, come on, RB, you overreacted, man. Come on, this is absurd, bro. Black women are people too. It's probably gonna be fine, RB. It's gonna be fine, man. You're a black man. Come on, this is getting out of hand, bro. This is me talking to myself. So, okay. So I'm gonna be honest. I called the massage place back. My subconscious got the best of me. I called the massage place back and I was trying to see, can I switch or y'all got another date? And the lady was like persistent. Like, no other date, and you could cancel, but it's gonna be a charge. I think she said it's gonna be a charge. I don't know if she said it will, but I think they said that when I scheduled it, it would be. I was trying to see if I could switch. They didn't have no more openings, so I just said fuck it. I said I'm just gonna try it out. And see, okay, the name is kind of black, right? But it's a black name where it's like technically it could be a white girl or some other race of girl. I didn't think it's definitely not an Asian name. So let's be real. I was thinking white. I'm like, there is at least a 10% chance that it could still be a white girl. There's still a chance. Maybe she's just eccentric. Her parents were eccentric, or maybe it's a fake name. Maybe she's in the woo woo world and just got a weird moniker or whatever you call it. So that was part of my decision making process to just go through with it. I just figured, oh, maybe it's still a white girl. If it's not, what's the worst that could happen, RB? So I get there, right? I check in or whatever, and she comes out. Stereotypical ghetto looking black chick with tattoos and shit on her neck. I wish this story wasn't true, y'all. I wish this story wasn't true. So I'm like, oh God. I was polite. I didn't grimace. I didn't have a bad attitude. I just, in my head, I'm like, oh shit. What is this going to be like? And I'm just like, think positive, RB. Think positive. Maybe this is an opportunity for you to be proven wrong and see B-dubs in a better light. So, look, I rolled with it. So, I mean, she said hi, I think. I'm pretty sure she said hi. So then I'm walking in the back with her. I'm kind of looking at, I think I said, how you doing or something. And I'm looking at her eyes and she not looking at me. She not making eye contact. I'm like, uh-oh. I think I said, how you doing or something. She didn't respond. And like I said, I looked at her. She wasn't making eye contact. So I'm like, okay, just think positive, RB. Think positive. So we walk back there. So we get to the room, right? And the room smelled like Black and Mild. I swear to God. I wish this wasn't true for the name of black people, for the reputation of black people. I wish this shit wasn't true. Oh, I damn near want to tell the story over now that T Orlando here. Okay, I'm gonna do a quick recap for T Orlando because this story is gonna be funnier with him reacting to the story. Okay, T Orlando, real quick. Okay, let me try to sum up this recap real quick for T Orlando. Okay, I scheduled a massage, T Orlando, right? And the name of the massage therapist was kind of quirky, but I didn't catch on to it, right? So I scheduled the massage. Okay, cool, it's scheduled. I'm talking to somebody I know, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm getting a massage by a girl named such and such. And they're like, wait a minute, that sounds like a black name. I'm like, uh-oh, that do sound like a black name. Holy snikes. I'm like, wait a minute, do I want to get rubbed down by a B-dub? I'm like, that shit don't even seem pleasant. Like that she probably gonna like try to hurt me, or like she gonna have an attitude, or she ain't gonna be pleasant. She gonna be aggressive. She gonna say smart comment. She gonna be playing rap music in the massage room. I just didn't think that would be a pleasant experience. So, T Orlando, like, as I just told the audience, like, when I think of black women, I think of aggression. I think of hatred towards me as a black man. I think of just ghetto. I think of all negative things when I think of black women. So the last thing I'm thinking about is I want to get rubbed down by a B-dub. Honestly, it repulsed me. And I'm ashamed to say that, actually. I am. As a black man, I can say I feel a little weird saying that the thought of one of my sisters rubbing me down repulses me, but it does. Anyway. I knew you was going to ask that, T Orlando. But anyway, so I called to cancel it, but they didn't have any cancellation. So I said, fuck it, let me just try it. And the name, even though the name was black, I thought maybe there's a 10% chance she's white. Let me just try it out. What's the worst that can happen? So I get there. She comes out, and it's a black chick, a ghetto looking black chick. let me not say ghetto looking black chick, because that's not fair. She had on her uniform, so nothing about, well, she had a tattoo on her neck. So that's where the ghetto part come from. I'm like, oh God. Who the fuck want to, like, seriously, in this world, who want to get rubbed down by a bitch with a tattoo on her neck? To be fair, I don't want to get rubbed down by a sexy white bitch with a tattoo on her neck. Or maybe, I don't, look. Anyway. So I'm like, oh God. So I walk back. She say hi. I think I say, how you doing? She don't say anything back. She not making eye contact. So I'm like, this is gonna go the way I thought it would go if she was black, isn't it? So anyway, we get in the room, and I kid you not, it smelled like Black and Mild. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous, man. The damage that black women do to the black race's reputation. I think that black women do way more to hurt the black reputation in America than black men. Even with black men doing all the killing and shit. Like, in everyday interactions, yeah, black women are killing our fucking rep. Like, outside of just hearing news stories of niggas killing in the hood, I'm talking about everyday real life interactions with black people. Even a lot of the hood niggas, they cool. Like, they ain't really bothering nobody. They're like, oh, what's up? You know, they cool. A lot, even the bad blacks, dudes, a lot of time are cool to just kick it with, work with. They funny or something at work. Man, anyway, we getting off topic. So it smelled like Black and Mild. And so I'm like, yeah, this is going to be what I thought it was going to be. So I lay down, whatever. I get undressed. She said you can get undressed to your liking. I'm like, I ain't about to take my fucking drawers off. I don't want a handy from this ghetto hood rat. Look, okay, that's not fair. That's not fair. I'm just being entertaining. Okay. But I kept my bottoms on, TMI. So she start rubbing me down with no lotion. That shit was dry and rough as fuck for the first couple. I'm like, she ain't gonna put no lotion on her hands. Like, this shit feel rough. And then she had like bony hands, so those hurt too. Like, I could feel her bones. Like, I'm like, this is, you know what? This is fucked up, man. This is fucked up. So she eventually put some lotion on her hands and started like rubbing me down. But even with the lotion on her hands, it still felt dry somehow. I'm like, this is bullshit. And she's kind of rubbing me down a little too hard. But then she's asking me like, you want me to go a little harder? I'm like, no. Because I told her light pressure. And so I'm wondering, like, why the fuck she rubbing me down so hard when I said light pressure? And she asked me, want me harder? No, I don't want harder. I said light. So this is just, it's not a good experience. It's not. And then, like, it wasn't too bad. And then she started, like, working on my arm. And she was squeezing the fuck out of my arm. Like, she's gonna bust a blood vessel or something. Am I gonna fucking die? Or is this like a pressure point she's going to try to kill me? Like, why the fuck is this bitch squeezing my arm so hard? But I let it ride. Like, maybe this is part of it. I'm just rolling with the punches. Like, it was not a good experience, to be frank. What I expected. And then when I left, I mean, it was cool. She wasn't, how can I put this? She was just doing her job. I don't think she was good at it. And then, of course, the lady at the front desk before she came out was like, oh, you got this person. She's one of the best ones. I'm like, oh, okay, good. I'm like, oh, and when she said, I'm like, oh, maybe she will be white. But I'm sure they say that about every massage therapist just to make, just to make the customer feel comfortable. They just say, I'm sure they say that about every single massage therapist there when a customer comes. Oh, yeah, she's one of the best ones here. Of course you're going to say that. Um, so then whatever, I was leaving and she came out and said thank you or whatever. And then, of course, she did you better schedule again. I mean, she didn't do it in a rude way. She did it in a way like it was joking, but it was off-putting. Make sure you better. I mean, you know how they do it, but it's like, damn, don't threaten me, black lady. She just, I just don't know if most black women even have it in them to be feminine if they wanted to or tried. I tipped her good though. Still tipped her good. Just helped your sister out for the Black Power cause or whatever the fuck. T Orlando, you should like that. I didn't enjoy the massage at all and it smelled like Black and Mild and her fucking bony hands hurt, but I still tipped her $20. It was an $80 massage. I tipped her $20, even though I hated it. See how good of a person I am, y'all? uh, uh. Anyway, let's get back into this. That shit was crazy, man. My arm still hurt. Definitely not going back. But all right, let's get back into it.
Woman, in the house so she can take care of kids, right? But if all else fails and you guys do get divorced, then she's going to end up taking a lot of your ducats because she's never had any stable employment. And the reason why I say that is because you guys have seen the prenup statistics. Most reliable surveys show only about 15% of married or engaged Americans currently have a prenup, even though support for prenups is much higher and many unmarried adults say they consider one. This means roughly 85% of people are still not getting prenups. Showing.
I mean, look, I always hear about prenups getting thrown out. I don't know how much weight prenups hold. But I think it would be worth just getting one. Try to get some type of safety net that might work. And if she don't want to sign it, then, or if he or she don't want to sign it, then that definitely isn't the person for you.
Showing a clear gap between talk versus action. Okay. Now, you hear guys talking about that all the time. Like, if I was going to get married, then I would just get a prenup. But if I'm sitting here telling you that only 15% of people, not just men, people get prenups, then what does that mean? Most guys are going into marriage blind and not control or protecting their assets. So that's why I say, if you're going to marry the McDonald's worker, you better have a lot of money, because you're going to end up paying a lot of money if you have children with that woman in particular, because she's never had stable work. Now,
okay, yeah. Let me talk about the live stream title real quick. Women you are being settled for. Look, let's be real. The most that most women bring to the table, that was a crazy double most. Isn't another way I can say that? Okay, look. Let's examine what most women bring to the table. At best, cooking, cleaning, and sex. You could say in kids. So cooking, cleaning, sex, and kids. And in return for that, these bitches want the world. Because they're never satisfied. So that's why it seems like they want the world. So you want me to run on this forever hamster wheel of trying to make you happy, and it's something different every week. And what do I get in return? Cooking, sex, and cleaning. It ain't fucking worth it. Cause you're gonna bring all this emotional drama. You're always gonna be telling me what I'm doing wrong. You're gonna scream my failures and whisper my accomplishments. You're gonna henpeck me, gonna nag me to fucking death. And then after a certain point, you're probably gonna start using sex as a weapon, or like trying to bargain with sex. If you help me with the dishes, I'll give you some. You're gonna be stressed out. I gotta deal with this just unstable, mentally and emotionally unstable being who's always blaming everything on me, who always got a problem for me to fix. Look, cooking and cleaning and you cracking your legs twice a month, that ain't worth that. So like I genuinely feel like most men are settling by being in a 50-year relationship with a woman. They're settling. Like, seriously, what percentage of women do you think genuinely make their man happy still 10 and 20 years in? She's going out of her way to make him happy. She treat him with the utmost respect for the most part. I mean, we're human. There's going to be exceptions, bad days or whatever. She on her period, whatever. But really is an asset to his life and really is a light in his life. What percentage of women do you really think that is? Anyway, so I mean, yeah, I truly believe that most halfway decent men are settling for the women they're with. I'm not talking about the scummiest of the scum guys. I ain't talking about them. I'm talking about even just the average Joe halfway decent dude. He's settling for misery. He's settling for a depreciating liability. I just wish women were better people. But here's the thing. Let's go a little deeper. Even the main four things that men are supposed to be getting, they're like conditional. Cooking and cleaning, probably when she just feel like it. Sex, when she just feel like it. And she's gonna be an emotional roller coaster all the time, so that's gonna be many times she don't feel like it. And then even with the cooking and cleaning, you gotta get bitched at about how she did some dishes and vacuumed the floor. You never helped me vacuum the floor. You need to help do more dishes. So you don't even get peaceful cooking and cleaning. You get she's begrudgingly cooking and cleaning with an attitude and nagging about it. I'd rather just cook and clean my damn self than hear a bitch have to complain. I gotta cook. You ain't helped me clean up the dishes after I cooked. Or you put the dish in, you put the spoon upside down the wrong way in the dishwasher. I don't want to hear that shit. I would rather cook and clean my damn self than have somebody cook and clean and I gotta hear and deal with that shit. That's why men are settling for a 50-year relationship with a woman. You're settling. Sex 2 or 3 times a month ain't worth the mess, the mental and emotional mess that women are. And it's not worth her depleting your self-esteem and mental health every day for some pussy 2 or 3 times a week and to get some nagging, cooking, and cleaning. So the idea that women are always the ones talking about, I ain't gonna settle, bitch, you are the settle. Bitch, you are the low. Fuck are you on about? I gotta find that meme. I don't got my meme board plugged up. But I gotta find it. Hold on. I'll be right back. Let me find that meme. Bitch, you are the low. Fuck are you on about? I gotta find that shit. Hold on. Bear with me. Don't click off. Try to find it quick. Is this it?
That's why a lot of them can't keep a man around. Okay, because once you deal with them outside of fucking, then it's like she figures that, you know, since she's been through a lot and she's a tough, independent woman, that I have standards and my standards are here. And if you do not touch these standards, you have no chance with my pussy. And then they're just so incredibly difficult to get with. You're like, fuck it, you know, I don't even want to fuck you anymore.
No, that wasn't it. It shouldn't be too far down. Hit the low IQ, low expectations. Is it?
This whole concept of women lowering their standard, bitch, you are the low standard. The fuck are you on about? I don't even lower my standards. You are the low.
One more time for the road. One more time for the road.
This whole concept of women lowering their standard, bitch, you are the low standard. The fuck are you on about? I don't even lower my standards. You are the low.
On the flip side, you have the financially stable woman. And to me personally, in my opinion, it is the easier route when you're dating. And I may have been spoiled because, you know, I spent 20 years in the military, in the Air Force. So most of the women that I dated were in the military and they had stable careers.
Okay, Medium Man. Hey, I will give Medium Man props on this. This motherfucker was curling 100-pound dumbbells. Bro, I want to get there one day. I admire you for that. 100-pound dumbbells, my nigga. Look, I curl 30s. You know, nothing crazy. I mean, I probably could manage 40. But 100-pound, I don't know if I could bench press 100 pounds. I mean, I might be able to, but I don't know for sure. I haven't tried. 100-pound dumbbells. Show me how, Medium Man. Show me how. But what did he just say? Oh, military. He dated military women. Ooh, look, there's always exceptions to the rule. But it's like, I can't imagine. I wonder what it's like dating a military woman. Look, the stereotypes aren't always true. They're not always true. But that don't even sound appealing, my nigga. Dating a military woman, that don't sound appealing. And let me break this down too. My arm still hurt from the massage. I'm rubbing it like I'm just hoping I'm okay. Hope she didn't bust a whatever, a blood vessel or some shit. Anyway, I don't want a woman who's comfortable being around men. We haven't talked about this a lot, fellas, and ladies and gentlemen. It is a huge red flag if a woman is comfortable around a bunch of men standing around her. Think about that. See, that's why bar hopping hoes are a no-go for anything serious. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. You around a bunch of drunk motherfuckers standing around you. Like, why are you comfortable with that? Wholesome women aren't comfortable with that. Or you in the military and shit. Like, no, you at the fucking biker gang meeting. No. Like, wife material don't feel comfortable just standing and sitting around a bunch of men. In her free time to boot. It ain't like a work meeting or nothing, just in her free time.
Right? So the dating process was very easy. You didn't, you know, it was very rare that a woman would ever ask you to pay a bill or something like that, or asking for, you know, $300 dates. When you date the woman who doesn't have anything, she's going to be asking for stuff that she can't afford. The women with careers, they take themselves to these restaurants by themselves or with their friends. So that's why I tell guys, you guys complain on social media about women telling you to pay bills or you got to cash at them just to talk to them. And we know the rhetoric. Women will sit there and lie and say, I got the money, I just asking because you my man. No, they're broke. Okay? So if you guys are complaining about women who keep asking you for money, my fix or my solution would be to date a woman who has a career, who is financially stable. That should be your main priority. Outside of looks, once you find out this woman is attractive, where does she work? And a woman who, you know what I'm saying, who values a relationship, she has no problem telling you, because I've heard some soft life rhetoric. If a man asks you what you do for a living, then he's trying to make you work and you're not going to be staying in the house. No.
Okay. So, see, okay, this is something a lot of men seem to get wrong too. Oh, she got a career, so she cool with working and she want to work for the rest of her life. No, she don't, man, nigga. No, she don't. If you ever watch Kevin Samuels, you would hear these 6-figure women talk about, well, yeah, I don't want to work after I get pregnant and I just want my work to be optional. These women don't want to work, bruh. I don't give a fuck if she's a lawyer in Manhattan. They don't want to work for 30 years. Give a fuck if she's a brain surgeon. They don't want to work for 30 years, bruh. So don't just assume that she has a fancy career that she's planning on working for a lifetime. She want her work to be optional. She make $250K, but she just want to cover groceries and vacations. So make sure you get that clarification before you start assuming that this woman want to contribute all these finances to the family, because they don't. It's just not in their nature to want to contribute financially to a family, like heavily contribute. Like, we need your money for a lifetime. I would say damn near 95% of women don't want to be with a man. Ideally, they may settle for something else, but ideally they don't want to be with a man who needs her money for them to maintain their lifestyle. It's just not in their DNA, bro. Because I mean, so medium man may be a little naive in that way. I don't know how long he's been married. He might have been married for 20 years. These boss babes looking for the bag too. These boss babes want you to pay for the first date, the second date, the third date. She might get the drinks on the third date, even though she make $250K. That's not, in her mind, that's not her job to pay for shit. She was just, for boss babes, being strong and independent is a hobby until I can get a man to come take over. It's just a hobby and a necessity until I find a man to come rescue me. Even when they got jobs that you would think, oh no, she must be passionate. She's a lawyer, she's a doctor, she must be passionate about this. No, it was just for the money and status and the necessity for the time being until she found a man to come take over. It was an ego project. It was an ego project until a man come take over. And then she could just do it on the weekends or something. Be a brain surgeon on the weekend or something. Yeah, man, look, I was looking at some numbers the other day. Man, listen. It's hard out here, y'all. I mean, I'm sure y'all know 50K ain't shit. Like, these women need men. Men need women. I mean, if we really want to get, well, listen. What I'm trying to say is, it's hard as fuck out here financially, unless you T Orlando. So, so it's a lot of guys making. Let's just pull it up. Let's pull it up. Men could use women too, but we might not need them necessarily. We can get by without a woman's income. But I'm gonna say, to actually live a decent life, if we want to get technical, most men need women financially. If we want to live a certain, let's just look it up. I mean, we can live in a fucking hut, and there's that joke about men. We just need a room and a PlayStation and a lawn chair and a couple beers in the fridge and a Hungry Man TV dinner. I get it, yeah. I mean, you could carve something out like that on 50K before tax. But if we really want to like living a decent lifestyle and have a super comfortable retirement and all that, a lot of men need women for that. They don't need women to just have a 1-bedroom apartment until they die eating sardines. They fall over in their fucking lawn chair with a fucking half-eaten sardine can on the ground, like close to their hand while they laid out. Yeah, most men don't need women for that. But if you want to live in a decent, good neighborhood and a nice house, have a decent car and a comfortable retirement and shit like that, yeah, most men could use a woman's 50K for sure. If we being real. Like, so let's see. Let's just talk about black men. Well, I just pulled it up. So let's just say 25 to 50. Not married, black. Fuck it, any height. He could be obese. To just make 50K, which ain't shit. Okay, well, I said he could be any height. Okay, so that's only 20% of black men in that age range. So let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do 40K. You poor as fuck. Like, look, if you make 40K, I ain't knocking 40K. But 40K after taxes is like what, 32? Hold on, let me blue 42. Hold on. What's 40K after taxes? Like 32 or oh yeah, 32. Man, that ain't man. $32,000 a year. So let's see how many men, because these are black men who essentially are broke as fuck, even if they just by themselves, no responsibilities other than themselves. Let's just call it. I mean, it's 27%. We could round down to 25. Let's just round down to 25. Essentially, so 75% of black men need a woman income to live a decent life. If we let's just call it what it is. So, I mean, so yeah, I forgot what bigger point I was making with that, but I think essentially I was just saying we most of us we need each other. I guess is the ultimate point. But too bad these bitches ain't shit to the point where niggas like fuck it. I just live in I live in my shitty one bedroom apartment in the projects and eat spam and just because I can't deal with these black bitches and I feel them. I totally feel them. Let me say this real quick. See, the societal norm is men are supposed to pay for women and provide for women, but men are actually better fit to be provided for. Like, hear me out. I don't know if I say better fit, but men would actually be better companions being provided for than women are, because women just feel entitled to the shit, so there's no appreciation. Men would actually appreciate a bitch providing, and he would actually make sure the house is clean religiously with no complaints. The man would actually make sure he cooking dinner at least 5 times a week religiously with no complaints. Back rubs when his wife get home. Like, men would be better people staying at home being provided for.
If a man asks you what you do for a living, then he's trying to make you work and you're not going to be staying in the house. No, when we're in the dating process, I don't want to have to worry about you coming up short every month on your rent. And now you, the man, you know, in order to sneak in, she's going to be asking you to pay a bill. No, you spoil the woman who is already taken care of. She already taken care of her lifestyle. Then you can add on to that. You build. But when you marry one of these women who doesn't have anything, I mean, man, it's all bad, in my opinion. But there are a lot of men who justify this. I never understood it. When I first heard the notion, I was like, man, why would you do that? You putting yourself in danger if you date that woman, because literally she has nothing to lose. And then you talk about, you know, unwanted pregnancies. You talk about STDs. Why do you think that we have outreach programs in the impoverished areas, you know, for, you know, health and STI, STD testing? Because most of the STI, STD tests cases tend to come from lower income areas. Okay. So if you get a woman who is career driven, she's focused, she's not trying to have children out of wedlock.
I want to touch on something else too, but let me say this. If we got provided for, and see, men, we're more loyal. Now, okay, let's talk about the elephant in the room. A lot of women will feel like this. No, nigga, you gonna be getting pussy while I'm at work. And that would be a big, like, if everything flipped and women were the providers now, like fully, like 80% of households, women were the 100% provider, a lot of niggas would be getting pussy. It probably, I mean, I don't know about a lot. I mean, a third of niggas would be getting pussy at least while she at work. I'll admit it. But this is what the point I wanted to make, though. I think men are more loyal for us keeping the family together, regardless of if they getting pussy while she at work. They not gonna break the family up the way that these stay-at-home mothers break families up, in my opinion. And here's another thing. I mean, I already just said this. men are more appreciative. We would feel more of a sense of loyalty to you. Like, damn, she working. She. I guess technically you could say financially taking care of me or taking care of the family. You know, I owe this woman. She held me down. Even if I get some pussy on the side, I'm gonna stay loyal to this woman. This woman a real one for paying all the bills. I have loyalty to that. She hold a special place in my heart. I can't betray it, even if I cheat on her. But I can't betray it to the point where I would ever leave her. So yeah, I think men are more loyal. Like women will let you take care of them for 20 years and still just, I ain't feeling the spark, or I don't feel seen, and just leave you. Like after you took care of this bitch for 20 years, she'll still break up the family. I feel like men would do that less. But I want to touch on this too. A lot of these successful black women, they still want pookies. This bitch make 250K. She's still fucking on some gangbanger. She's still making trips up to the fucking whatever county jail, state jail, whatever the fuck, making 6 figures. See, you can give a hood rat $250,000, but that don't take the hood rat, or that don't take the hood out the rat. I mean, yeah, you could give her some fancy clothes and give her a fancy job title and 250 grand, but she still like what she like. She's still attracted to what you attract. She's still attracted to what she attracted to. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play a little clip of this. I know y'all already seen this, but just to drive that point home, let me play a little bit of this. Let's see. Date. Yeah, that's unfortunate, Lauren. Hold on, let me try to find that one episode real quick. We can go over a couple of minutes of it, so I could drive that point home. Where is that bitch at? Damn, where's she at? Oh, did that episode not drop yet? Maybe it didn't drop yet. I guess it didn't. Oh, fuck it, never mind.
If she's an upstanding young woman, okay? And also she's gonna take care of her health because that matters. And I put this all in my Sigma male breakdown of how I used to date. It's that simple. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but the higher likelihood of you dealing with a woman who is impoverished, yeah, it's gonna be very tough, especially on the kid thing. You really think she gonna, get on birth control when she got some stable dude trying to sneak in? Okay, so I'm trying to protect you guys from situations like that. This is a part of vetting. So when
I don't think most black men vet. I don't think most men really vet. I mean, if I'm being real, I think most men just take what they can get. They happy to have a woman who's not morbidly obese be talking to them. They just get sucked in. I don't think most men do too much of a vetting process. I know I did. Like at a certain point, I had a really bad relationship, and after that, because I was already skeptical of women from the jump, I already knew kind of in the back of my head that bitches wasn't shit. But after I had that real bad relationship, oh yeah, the vetting, I ramped that shit up times 10. I think one of those first relationships, I was just happy to have a bitch, like most dudes. Terrible mistake. Let's look this up real quick. Let's get the donations up if you feel so compelled. If you like the content, Cash App, PayPal, pinned to the top of the chat, also in the description. Let's look this up real quick. Let's see. Women's financial power in opposite sex marriage is growing. We read this before. I'm gonna read it again. Not the whole thing. According to a new report from Pew Research Center, yet even as more women find their salaries match or even surpass those of their husbands, the same data shows that the household division of labor, oh, here we go, the bitching and crying and moaning. It never fucking ends. But no, we'll touch on it. Shows that the household division of labor remains inequitable, with women spending more time on chores and caregiving than their male spouses. The new Pew Research. Hold on, gotta take this call. Hold on. All right, I'll be right back. So let me play something while I'm gone. That should be enough time. All right, I'll be right back.
But I'm wondering what their excuse is, because I mean, I've had 3 kids, I'm 49, and I'm looking pretty damn fine. But when I look at younger men, they also look pretty damn fine. They look after themselves, they're motivated. Older men are just letting it all hang out, and it's not for me. Sorry.
She says older men are letting it all hang out, but what she's really mad about is that the high-value men her age are looking at women 20 years younger than her. She's chasing motivated young guys because she needs that youthful energy to pretend she has not smashed headfirst into the wall. Now she is only useful for practice sessions.
Here's a reminder, ladies, if a man's not your type financially, you can tell him. Men have been telling us for centuries that we're not physically their type, we're not pretty enough, we're not thin enough, we're just not their type. So now it's our turn. You can tell him he's not your type financially.
And believe it or not, I have a fantastic dating life as a single mom. I like to talk my shit online to weed out the ain't shit men. Only the elite come to the front, and I fuck with that shit.
It is 10 o'clock on a Monday night. I've got a cup of tea, got my fruit granola squares, I'm only gonna have one, chill out. And I've got a fresh blow because I've got an amazing job, a couple of jobs tomorrow and Wednesday in London, right? I matched this guy on Hinge today. Bear in mind, I only re-downloaded it the day because I was bored. And I matched with this guy today, and he already has unmatched me in the last 2 hours. So we were speaking for maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. And he unmatched me for, I can only imagine one reason, which was the fact that he asked me if I needed a man in my life, to which I was like, I work for myself, I live by myself, I own my own apartment, I have a car, I have a lovely gym membership, I have great friends, I have great family, I fucking love my job. Like, I have everything I could ever want in my life apart from a partner, right? So then I just said, I was like, the only thing missing is a person in my life that I would be romantic with or in a relationship or date. And he was like, well, you can't tell me that I'm the only person that you're dating right now. And I was like, first of all, we're not dating, we've literally matched an hour ago, 2 hours ago. Second of all, no, you're not. You're not. So I literally replied and I was like, no, you're not. He was like, oh, so I bet you think you can have whoever you want because you're around all these celebrities all the time. To which I replied, yeah, I do. That is exactly what I think. I think that I'm fussy as fuck because I give myself and treat myself to everything I want, including M&S snacks, right? Why would I settle for a man that doesn't meet everything that I'd want in a partner? Why would I lock myself off from Leonardo DiCaprio potentially thinking I was 24 when I'm actually 30 this year? Like, why would I? And he's unmatched me. So yeah, that's that.
She's sitting there with her fruit granola squares and a fresh blowout, wondering why a guy unmatched her after 2 hours of pure entitlement. She literally told him she's fussy as fuck because she buys her own M&S snacks, and then admitted she's keeping her schedule open just in case Leonardo DiCaprio forgets how to use a calendar. She's 40 minutes into a Hinge match and already telling the guy he's just a backup option for a celebrity fantasy.
Don't you hate it when you have a great conversation with a guy and they show you they're really intellectual and you feel like you get on intellectually and that you're like, damn, I'm attracted to you? Like, I know better. I know that guys want one thing from a woman and one thing only, and I should know better. But yet my hormones are like, you're hot. In my defense, the conversation was about feminism, and he was basically saying he is a feminist and he does support women, but he wasn't saying it like that. He was actually kind of having a bit of an argument with me about it, but not in a rude way. Just basically, he wasn't being a simp, but he is a feminist. He just doesn't like the label because he doesn't want people to get confused. Anyway, it's just so annoying because, like, I know better, and now I have to wipe this conversation from my mind and, like, stay in my lane because I don't want to be with a man. I don't want to go through this shit again. I really wish they would just stop trying because I'm not interested. And like, I've really trained myself to not be interested. Just like, I wish they would stop saying intellectual things.
Nobody cares. Real men of genius. Real men of genius.
So I've never been in a serious relationship, but I have had so many breakups this year. Let me explain. I've been solo traveling the world for 8 months now. I'm in Sri Lanka. I'm experiencing heartbreak right now. And it's not the typical romantic, we're boyfriend and girlfriend type of heartbreak. When you're traveling, a lot of the time you meet people and you connect really deeply, but it's very fleeting. I usually love that. I love meeting people. But when I got to Sri Lanka a month ago, I was very burned out of it. I was really craving being around people who know me, having a person who just really saw me, someone I could have inside jokes with.
Nobody cares.
Hey guys, so in this video I just wanted to talk about the fact that I haven't had a boyfriend in several years, ever since I was basically skinny, which was back in 2021. I was engaged. Ever since I gained weight and I became my size, which you can see on my page, my full body, I haven't had not one man ever approach me or ask me for a date. Not even once. In the past, since 2021, I tried dating apps for a little bit. I mean, yes, they do, on dating apps, they do ask you for dates, like they'll say that, but most of the time it's just like to come over to their house, or they actually come over to my house, and basically because they want to have sex. And it's never about dating.
I'm back. What is this? I feel like I missed the whole T.O. story. Okay, let me recap T.O.'s dating story real quick. So I set up a date with this sexy little 26-year-old nurse, no kids, tight body, whole nine. Oh, well, damn. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Oh, a date, T.O. I thought you didn't. I'm trying to think about what you said about dates before. I thought you said. What did you say about dates? That you don't take bitches out on dates, or you rarely take bitches out on dates? I forgot what your stance on that was, but okay, I'm rolling. Okay, so I made reservations at 7 p.m. At 5 p.m. I asked, were we still good for 7 p.m.? Okay, you did the confirmation. She responded, she said, can we push it back to 7:30 or 8 p.m.? Mind you, she was the one who picked 7 p.m. Okay, yeah, that's a little sketchy already, but all right. At 7:45, I asked her ETA because I was something up. No response. At 8 p.m., she said she was running 10 minutes late. Oh, here we go. It's sounding sketchy. Who? It's Atlanta. Traffic is always bad. At 8:15, she then said she would get there at 8:30. Nah. Okay, I was about to say to Orlando. Oh my gosh. So we're gonna break this story down real quick after I finish it. I called the bartender over, paid the bill, and left. She got there at 8:35 asking where was I at. Isaiah says, LOL, you should have canceled that bitch at the first time she tried to reschedule. I mean, well, I'm gonna break it down from my perspective. I responded that I left and I was getting some takeout. She asked where and she would meet me. I was like, nah, I'm good. Yeah, gangster. These bitches gotta have consequences. She started apologizing and asking how she could make it up. Come over here and suck my dick. right now. But even then, it ain't really gonna make it up. I'm just gonna still block you. But anyway, no, I wouldn't do that. But I was like, you can't because you disrespected my time, and I'm not desperate for the opportunity to buy a chick dinner. I hope you really said that. She's been blowing me up ever since. Yeah, because she know you ain't one of them suckers. Like she know on some level you one of them ones. On some level, she know you one of them ones. So I'll give y'all a quick story. So okay. So I don't. Well, I'm not gonna say my age, but okay. When I was younger, much younger, I was trying to see if I could say something without saying it. If I could say something without saying it. When I was in my late 20s, I guess I mean I don't want to say I was desperate, but I was trying to date. You know, and you know, men, we gotta kind of just take what we can get. Whatever we kind of gotta just hit up 50 bitches on a dating app. Short, fat, skinny, not good looking, good looking. We kind of got to just hit up everybody and see what we can get to bite. That's the life of a man on the dating market. So, in retrospect, it's cringe. So, okay, y'all remind me to tell that story, and then I have a general question I want to ask y'all about a personal thing. So don't let me forget that, and don't let me forget. Somebody write it down, goddammit. Don't let me forget the personal thing I want to ask y'all, and don't let me forget to tell you the dating story from my late 20s. But let me break down the TO timeline real quick. Oh, that's funny. Later that night, she said I was just trying to play her to get some ass. I hope you just blocked her at that point. You don't need the headache. So let's go back. Okay, so thanks, Lauren. I just saw the donation. Thank you, Lauren. If anybody want to follow in Lauren footsteps and hit the super chat or super sticker, or hit the Cash App or PayPal, it's at the top of the chat and in the description. Okay, so let's T Orlando start. So I set up a date with this sexy little 26-year-old nurse, no kids, tight body, a whole motherfucking 9. So let's stop right there. What? Okay. T Orlando wanted to fuck. I don't think T Orlando is looking for a wife, or maybe he is. Maybe that's why he gave her the official date. Or I mean, maybe you date bitches. You didn't answer, T.O. I don't know if you're still here, but do you usually take bitches out on dates? That's crazy. Give me some Kirk is crazy, bro. So let's talk. Obviously, T Orlando didn't give her the 3-hour on the phone before we go on a date test, because she would have failed. She would have failed the first attempt, probably. Look, I'll put it like this. Y'all heard about the 3-hour test? Talk to a woman on the phone for 3 hours at some point before you go on a date with her, even if that's whatever, 30 minutes a day for what, 6 days, or that's probably extreme. So maybe I should make it the 2-hour test. So it could be 2 1-hour conversations at least, or 4 30-minute conversations, or however you want to chop it up. But you should be able to get a woman on, if she's serious about dating and serious about you, and she don't have a roster, you should be able to get a woman on the phone for 20, 30 minutes a few times in a week span. If not, I don't know if it's worth pursuing. Damn, but you don't got at least 20 minutes to talk, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Yeah, you ain't on shit. You ain't on shit then. That's just so. I think that's a good test. You need to get a woman on the phone a few times, see where her head at, chop it up with her for a minute before you take her out on a date. I don't think T Orlando did that, so we should be super critical. So that was their first mistake, T Orlando. We should treat this like just some nigga off the street. So, so that was your first mistake, T Orlando. So you set up a date with her just off the fact that she was a 9. Nothing with her mind. Bars. So that was your first mistake. But I get it. We niggas, we do what we do. We trying to hit. Cool. So, okay, he said, I set up a date with this sexy little 26-year-old nurse, no kids, type body, whole 9. So he asked her out and she told him the time. Okay, so, or maybe T Orlando offered the time and she said, how about, no, that don't work for me. How about 7? Which I'm not going to nitpick that. Okay, fine. You free 7, whatever. Okay, fine, 7. So he made reservations at 7 p.m. At 5 p.m., I asked if we were still good for 7 p.m. Which, I guess, it's the confirmation. It's just, I get it. The confirmation is we still on tonight. We good. I get it. She responded, can we push it back to 7:30 or 8? Now, see, she agreed to 7. They asked for a time. She said 7 is when she would be free. Now, granted, shit can come up, but what are you busy? What? But okay, but on the other hand, I get if you ask like why, it's like damn nigga, you thirsty? Chill, nigga. I don't know you like that. Don't worry about why. Can we move it to 7:38? I mean, I get both sides. Would it have been some bitch shit if you would have said, well, it depends on what you want to move it back for. We can move it back, but it depends on what you're moving it back for. Would that have been out of line? So she tried to move it back. So technically that's strike 1. So what would RB do? It's definitely a big strike. Because bitch, you said 7. Are you not a woman of your word? You said 7. I might have let it slide. Okay, fuck it. Let's move it back to 7:38. I'm a little turned off though at this point, but let's continue with the story. Okay, so and this is work that T Orlando got to do because he had to move the whole. He had to move a whole reservation. See, and this is more proof why no, the bitch got to pass the 2-hour test before I set up reservations, bitch. Because this is all this work that T Orlando got to do for a bitch who was never worth it in the first place. It's a lesson learned. Okay, so he moved the reservation back to 8 p.m. At 7:45, I asked her ETA because I'm assuming walking up. I think he meant to say walking up. He was walking up to the place at 7:45. So he asked her what the ETA was at 7:45. No response at 7:45 when he asked the ETA at 8. So at that point, it's because I got a similar story. See, I don't want to say as men. This is men and women. In a situation like this, you're trying to give benefit of the doubt. You know, maybe she busy. Maybe she driving. She can't look at her phone. You know, we try to give benefit of the doubt. So, okay, she didn't respond at 7:45, okay? So at 8 p.m., she said she was running 10 minutes late. So at this point, I'm not a priority. And this is why dates are played out altogether. Because let me ask you this: if Drake asked her out on a date, would she have pushed it back? Even the first time, would she have pushed it back? She would have called off work that day. She would have just called the whole day off, and she would have said, "Drake, whenever you free, baby. Like whenever I'm available all day that day. I took off work. Whenever you want to link up, whenever you want to link up." You see what I'm saying? So there's no excuse for you to push the fucking reservation back an hour and then still talk about I'm running 10 minutes late. But I get it. As a man, you already there. You didn't push reservation back. It's a sunk cost fallacy at this point. You didn't did all this now. You didn't came. You walking up to the restaurant. At this point, you feel like, well, after all this, let me at least just fuck it. Okay, you're gonna be 10 minutes late. But at this point, you kind of playing me. And so let's continue on with the story. At 8 p.m., she said she was running 10 minutes late. Well, see, here's why that's so disrespectful. At 5 p.m., I text you and said we good for 7. So and you said no, let's push it back to 8. So at 5 p.m., 3 hours before, we said 8. And your previous mindset was already 7 before that. So when you woke up in that morning, it was in your head that it was going to be 7. So if you felt for any reason during the day before 5 that 7 wasn't going to work, you wouldn't have let me text you first at 5 to say, can we push it back to 8? Because when was you going to let me know we pushing it back to 8, bitch? Because apparently you knew at 5 that 7 didn't work. And I'm pretty sure you knew at 2 and 3 and probably 11 a.m. and 12 that 7 wasn't going to work, bitch. So why you ain't text me first and say, you know what? I just realized 7 ain't going to work. I'm pretty sure something didn't just come up at 5 that made her realize 7 wasn't going to work. You see what I'm saying? So that's just a little hint in your head. Like, hold up. When you really start thinking about shit, the less it makes sense when you're dealing with these dang bets. But you're trying to give leeway. So now I text you at 7:45 and you talk about, she didn't respond at 7:45. She responds when it's time to get there that I'm running 10 minutes late. So you didn't realize, see, this is, so really, I'm gonna be real. And this is no diss to Orlando. But to be fair, her texting at 8 talking about I'm running 10 minutes late when that's when she was supposed to be there. He could have cut it there. He could have. It would have been totally fair for him to cut it there. She already didn't push the date back, and then she didn't respond at 7:45. You're gonna text me when you supposed to be there that you running 10 minutes late? Bitch, you knew you was running 10 minutes late. Bitch, you knew you was gonna be 10 minutes late. At 7:20. Let's just say. You see what I'm saying? You knew you wasn't on track to be on time at 7:20. And a lot of women, like on Kendra G, they say, "Oh, one of my flaws is I'm always late." This bitch 47 talk about, "Oh, I'm on CP time. I'm always late." You grow the fuck up. You a bad person then. If you 45 still disrespecting people's time, it's because you a bad person. I don't want to be with a bitch that I can't depend on. To be that, if I say something at 8, bitch, it's at 8. If we say it's at 7, it's at 7. I don't want to hear that traffic shit. If you live in Atlanta, you know that Atlanta traffic is crammed. So I don't want to hear that traffic shit. Is this your first day in Atlanta? The fuck out of here, man. And see, this is why men need to be pickier than women. Cut the bitch off for anything. If she coughed wrong, cut the bitch off. Men will be better off being pickier than women. If the bitch eye look a little crooked, cut the bitch off. See, but yeah, you know what Atlanta traffic like. See, some people say on time is late. Early is on time. On time is late. And I believe that. I've always been somebody who got to work 15 minutes early and just sat in my car. I want y'all to adopt that too. Say it with me. Early, 15 minutes early. I don't give a fuck if it's a doctor's appointment, work, a date. 15 minutes early is on time. On time is late. All right. I'm about to Google something real quick. Hold on. Can it be a negative thing if you show up to an interview too early? Okay, it says yes. Arriving more than 15 to 20 minutes early for an interview can be a negative thing. While punctuality is crucial, appearing too early can disrupt the hiring manager's schedule cause unnecessary pressure and be seen as an inconvenience or poor time management rather than enthusiasm. The ideal safe arrival time is 10 to 15 minutes before scheduled time. Facts. So yeah, you can come too early, but I would definitely be there 10 minutes early. Same thing for a date or anything else. So yeah, fuck this bitch. When she texts you at 8, talking about I'm 10 minutes late, you ain't know at 8. See, that's disrespectful the more I'm thinking about it. You text me at the time you were supposed to be there saying I'm 10 minutes late. There's no chance she didn't know earlier than the time you were supposed to be there that she's going to be 10 minutes late. Being 10 minutes late don't just pop up on you. You know what I mean? Anyway, let's finish the story. So at 8 p.m. she texted me she was running 10 minutes late. Cool, it's Atlanta, traffic is always bad. At 8:15, she then said she would get there at 8:30. Yeah, at that point she playing with you. That's when you start to think this bitch at the house eating Cheetos. And she been at the house eating Cheetos since 5 p.m. when she said, "Can we push it back to 8?" See, I don't want to say it was a purposeful shit test. But look, I'm gonna be real. She didn't see T. Orlando as that dude. She just didn't, for whatever reason. He was just another nigga to her. He didn't have any stakes in it. I mean, just a free meal. I mean, she didn't have to do anything to. She didn't have any stake in the game. You just another nigga. I mean, yeah, tall, successful, but to her, just another nigga. And this is an ain't shit bitch, and it shows the entitlement that even low value bitches have. Oh, just another 6'5" nigga with money. Nothing special. When this bitch is the bottom 1%er probably. Well, not a bottom 1%er, but even if she was 26 and a 9, it's like, okay, you still just another bitch. Like, well, okay, you know what? Let's break it down like this. Let's break it down like this. T. Orlando himself called her a 9. Now, I don't think T. Orlando is necessarily easy impressed. I think we usually are aligned with our ratings. So I'm going to take T. Orlando word for it. A 9 with a banging body. So I'm just going to say a 10. Because body count for a whole lot. Or I don't know if he was counting body and face together. But let's just say she was a 10 for the sake of it. Because he called her a hard 9. Okay. So let's just call T. Orlando a 10. He's like a 0.00001% man. So let's just say T. Orlando's a 10. No homo. Let's call her. No, let's put his name. T. Orlando is a 10. It's a 10. This bitch is a 10. Okay. society's eyes and in a bitch's mind, even a 10 dude is just like a 6 at best. And if T. Orlando calling her a 10, they basically a 10. Look, she thinks she's 100. She 26 too, no kids, banging body. This bitch feel like she 100. In her mind, or it's not even in her mind. She's fuck with dudes like T. Orlando. She fuck with 6'3", 6'4" dudes who make 6 figures before. It's not. I heard the one lady talk on TikTok. She was talking about how she fumbled 4 millionaires, and she was kind of a cute girl, and I believe her. She said, "Because I just basically wasn't a good woman, but I had opportunity, I had real action at 4 millionaires." I believe her. With the globalization of the dating market, I believe her. So, because you gotta keep that in mind too. This bitch is a solid 10. She got millionaires in her inbox. There's a fair chance that this woman has multiple millionaires in her inbox. Now let's pull this up real quick. Let's pull this up. Okay, T. Orlando, I think I forgot how old he was, but 40 to 50. He's not married. He's black. I think he's 6'4" at least, if not 6'5". He's at least 6'4". I'm pretty sure. You can help me out below, T. Orlando. Where? He's definitely 6'4". He's not obese. I think he said he make 250. I think. Could be wrong. T. Orlando is so rare he doesn't exist. Okay? He doesn't exist. And the nigga actually 6'5", so yeah. He don't exist, in a sense. So even though he's so rare he doesn't exist, and T. Orlando said he's a 7. I mean, I don't know if he's gonna say in the face or whatever, but that's important to women because she's a 10. So to a 10 woman in the globalization in the global dating market, T. Orlando is just another nigga. Like I said, she probably got a few millionaires in her inbox. T. Orlando ain't nothing to, I mean, I show up when I show up, nigga. I just show up when I show up. So that's what this was essentially. I'll get there when I get there, nigga. Now when he bounced on her ass, that raised his points in her mind. Oh, this nigga one of them ones. He ain't pressed for my pussy. So that definitely put him up to a 8 in her eyes, from a 6 to a 8 at least. Like this nigga might be worth chasing a little bit. So yeah, you gotta pass these shit tests, bro. You have to pass these shit tests. Let the bitch know I'm cool with or without you. I'm not tripping. I'm not putting no whole bunch of effort into you. I'm the valuable one, because that's what it signals to a bitch. When you just up and leave from the table, or you just say, "Nah, I left, bitch. I ain't waiting for you." It signaled that this motherfucker has options. He's not pressed for my pussy, and he don't find me that important. And that's what get a bitch pussy wet. That's what a bitch respect. So now he probably gonna end up fucking. And the more he rejects her request to make it up to him, or can we meet this day? Well, let's meet Tuesday. No, I'm busy this week. Hit me up next week. The more he play that game where she chasing, look, the higher the chance he gonna fuck. Now let's be clear. If he would have waited, if he would have just kept saying okay, and she showed up at 8:35. So she still ain't even show up at 8:30. So let's count that real quick. Let's count the disrespect. Okay, she agreed to 7 p.m. Then pushed it back to 8. Strike one. At 8, she texted me I'm 10 minutes late. That's 2 strikes. She waited till 8 to tell me you're gonna be 10 minutes late. So then, I guess at 8:15, she said she's gonna be there at 8:30. So you see what I'm saying? So this is 4 strikes. So then, oh, one more strike. She still didn't come at 8:30. She didn't come till 8:35. Another strike. This bitch is on her 5th strike. So with that being said, if his goofy ass, and I'm not calling you goofy T Orlando, but you would have been goofy if you would have been sitting there. So let's talk about the hypothetical T Orlando goofy. The T Orlando from an alternate universe, his goofy ass would have been sitting there looking stupid when she showed up at 8:35, and she wouldn't have respected him at all. She wouldn't have respected him at all, and she would have made up her mind at that moment when she walked up, seeing his stupid face sitting there at 8:35 when the original date was at 7. She would have made up her mind right there. I ain't giving this corny ass nigga no pussy. This weak bitch ass nigga let me reschedule basically 5-6 times in one night. This nigga ain't got no backbone. I ain't giving this nigga no pussy. He would have dropped to a 2. He would have dropped to a 2. And then when he would have questioned her about why you was late, you shouldn't have did that. She would have used that as an excuse to, drop him down to a -5. And she would have made a TikTok about him. This nigga was tripping. I mean, shit, traffic is bad. This nigga was bitching. This punk ass, bitch ass nigga was tripping. You know the score. You know the deal. Anyway. So back to my stories. So when I was in my late 20s, it's 2 women that I want to talk about. One of them was, I was in my late 20s. I think she was, I don't know, 32, maybe 4 years older than me, and she had a kid. I think both of them had kids. And one of them was like 34 or something with like a 12-year-old, but let's stick to one. So one of them was like 32 with a kid. Trying to think. Actually, there were 3 women now that I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to see if I can remember the story. The stories with all 3 of them. One was like 32 with a kid. I think all of them had kids. They were post-war, washed up bitches. None of them were bad or nothing. It was just okay. It was cool. So I went on a date with one. I mean, it was a cool date. I think we went to the movies or something. I mean, it wasn't nothing too crazy or nothing too notable. I remember we went to the movies and I was ready to go because, like, I like to keep first dates just super simple, just to meet you, talk to you, 20 minutes, and then we go home. But these women be wanting to extend it. Like, what we doing next? Like, next, bitch, I just want to go home. So I think we did something after the movies or walked in the park or something. We talked, but nothing special. So anyway, we were texting some more after that. I think I texted her to show me her tits or something. So funny story. So I don't know if I just didn't care at that point. I probably didn't if I was asking for tit pics or just being young and dumb or whatever. So funny story. I asked for tit pics and she sent them. But after she sent them, I think I texted her and she was like, "Oh, the asking for the tit pics threw me off. I don't want to talk no more," or something like that. Well, first off, why did you send the tit pics? Just feeble-minded. I mean, if it threw you off, why send the tit pics? Anyway, that was one lady. The other lady, 30 plus with kids. She wasn't fit. I mean, she wasn't like a fat as fuck, but she was just like an average mom bod, I guess, or something. She wasn't horrible. But super average chick and really below average because she was 30 plus with kids. But I wasn't like super red pilled or nothing. So I'm just trying to get what I can get, right? We met up. Her car was dirty as fuck. Don't look at my car. My car is super dirty. I'm just like, well, that kind of says something about you. But I didn't, like I said, I wasn't super critical and red pilled at this point. But in retrospect, it's like, yeah, you nasty bitch. Can't keep your car clean. It was just a glimpse into what would have been hell. I was about to walk into hell. I'm glad it didn't work out. So anyway, we talked or whatever. I think we met just to see each other, and we eventually, I don't think we ever went on a date, or did we? Did we go get some? I think we might have went to the mall and got something to eat. So yeah, we went to the mall. We went to the bar to get some wings or something. I remember with this girl, kept drinking when we was at the bar. I was super uncomfortable at the bar because I don't go to bars I was uncomfortable flat out. I was uncomfortable at the bar. So I kept drinking my water, and she called me like, "You keep drinking your water. Are you nervous?" I mean, I don't know what I said. I mean, I was nervous. I was nervous. Kept drinking my water. It was probably awkward. And then I remember she was like, "Do you want me to pay for the wings or something? Do you want me to pay for the drinks or pay?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And I know that's gonna turn every woman off. So I'm sure she was turned off by that. She kind of snickered or something. I'm like, okay, that's probably not a good sign. Anyway, we left out to leave. We was going to our cars. I gave her a hug. I didn't kiss her. I'm not a fan of kissing on the first or second date. Cause I mean, I don't know. Are we even about to continue to see each other? Like, now y'all could tell me what you think about this from the female perspective, or even as the male perspective. Well, let me finish this woman's story, and then we got one more woman's story. One more woman's story. This last one is the worst one. Oh, actually, okay, yeah. Let me finish this story. So I didn't kiss her. I'm not really with kissing until we damn near in a relationship. I don't really need to kiss you. But anyway, I didn't kiss her. I hugged her. We went on our way. I remember texting her that night, and she was going on about how I didn't kiss her. It's like, it's really that big of a deal? But I guess women are looking for you to try to kiss them, I guess, at the end of the first, worst case, second date. And if you don't, I guess they feel like you don't like them. So that's what I want y'all opinion about in the comment section. What do y'all think about where a kiss should happen on the first 3 dates, and what it means if a man doesn't kiss a woman on the first or second date? Or just what are y'all opinions on kisses on the first date? What it mean, what it don't mean? Can y'all give me some opinions on kissing on the first date? Do you like to do it? Do you not like to do it? I just want all opinions on first and second date kisses. Why you do, why you don't, why you should, why you shouldn't. Anyway. So this part of the story kind of relates to the shit that happened with Tia Orlando. So I think we still decided to link up again after that situation, right? Now keep in mind, all these women are post-wall trash, post-wall baby mama, average at best looking, damn near below average. I don't even want to say below. I'll just say blowed out to some extent, 30 plus single moms who don't look that great. So essentially bottom of the barrel. I'm not trying to roast them because I was trying to date them. So I'm not trying to roast them, but in retrospect, it's like these bitches weren't in any position to turn their nose up at me, considering what they were. I had a job at that point. I had a shitty place. I had a job. I had a car. It wasn't a nice car. It was a shitty place, a shitty car, and my own job. That's all a 30 plus single mom qualify for. But they think they still deserve better, and they don't. I'd be curious to see where they are now. But anyway, back to the story. Let me read some comments real quick. Let's see. Third date would be fine if we were vibing. You should have kissed her immensely. Wait, really? Okay, I'm getting different opinions. I wouldn't kiss on the first or second date. I never pressed her sexually. Eventually, when I asked her about progression, she said she wanted to keep dating. So at that point, I said, well, if you don't know if you want me after several dates, I'm done. but I'm awkward, so I'm probably not the right person to ask. She then put it back on me and basically said that because I don't try to fuck her, she didn't think I was serious. Interesting. All right, so anyway, we decided to link up again. She came over my shitty apartment. Okay, when she came to my shitty apartment, okay. She came to my shitty apartment, right? She wasn't impressed with it. And keep in mind, these are 30-plus-year-old women. They're at the point in their life where they're looking for something serious and they're looking for a man with their shit together, even though they don't qualify for something serious or for a man that got his shit together. They qualify for me. Or back then, they qualified for me. Now, I'm pretty sure they were attracted to me or they would have never accepted the date. Not a bad looking guy. I'm pretty sure I passed that test. Okay? But they in their 30s and they got a kid or two. They need a man with his shit together. Never gonna happen, Toots. But anyway. So she came to my apartment, my shitty apartment. Studio apartment. To just try to explain how shitty it was. It was a pretty shitty studio apartment. Anyway. She was visibly judging. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself. So at this point, after our, I guess you could say, I wouldn't say a bad date, but from her perspective, it probably wasn't that great. So considering our bad first date, she probably wasn't really taking me serious. This was just the confirmation date to know if she wanted to fuck with me or not, I guess, right? So here's the part that relates to Tia Orlando's story. So she was supposed to come over my house at, say, I don't know, let's just say 2, right? So I think I text her at, I don't know, 1. Like, everything good. We still on for, for you coming over at 2. No response. I probably text her again at, I'm doubling, tripling texting, but I'm young, dumb, not red pill. I'd probably text again at 1:30. You still on? You good? What's up? No response. I think I text again at 2. I know this is cringe at this point, but you live and you learn. I probably text again at 2, like, oh, I guess you ain't coming or something. So at like 2:05, 2:10, I hear a knock on my door and she just comes over. She doesn't acknowledge that she didn't text me back. I don't even know if I brought it up, but she didn't mention anything about getting my text or nothing. So let's be clear. She got the text. See, a lot of people, well, maybe she didn't see it. Maybe she was busy getting ready. She got the motherfucking text. She just didn't feel like I was worth responding to. Like, fuck this nigga. I'll be there when I be there. Look, she just wasn't that worried one way or another. I was pretty much already on the chopping block. I wasn't worth a response via text, I guess, in her mind. And that shit turned me off. I mean, I'm sure I was already cut, but I'm like, damn, bitch, you just go ignore my text and then just show up to my door? Like, anyway, so she get there, we play a board game or something. And I was just kind of playing around, like pretending like I was super competitive about it, but I was definitely playing. It couldn't have been misconstrued that I was like being serious and being an asshole about being competitive. It was like I was trying to be flirty and playful. But she kind of got mad, like, oh, I see you really competitive. Like, she had an attitude. Like, I'm like, okay, that's not how I intended to be, but okay. So that was weird. And then she's visibly judging my apartment. I think I had some spider webs. I mean, this is cringe, but I think maybe a spider web was forming on a corner of the ceiling or something. I mean, men, we don't fucking do we dust? Do we get a duster out and dust the ceiling? Men don't do that, do they? I mean, maybe if a bitch notice it and then you be like, oh, I need to get that for the next bitch. Don't notice it or something. But we don't just go around dusting. We'll straighten up, we'll clean, we'll mop, sweep, do the dishes. But we're not dusting. We're not getting a ladder out and dusting the ceiling, are we? Anyway. She called out my spider web on the ceiling. At this point, I'm like, yeah, this is probably the last time I'm gonna see this bitch. He left. Okay, now this is what I want to say. This is wrapping her up. This is what I want to say about what happened next that pissed me off. I think I texted her a couple times, and she maybe gave me some one-word responses, and I think I just left her alone for 2 weeks. I guess I got the message. And then one day, oh, keep in mind, let me say this real quick. When she came over my house, she was making fun of the fact that I had like a futon. She was like, "Oh wow, you don't got a couch." Like she was visibly judging like my place, right? She made a comment about the spider web, and then she said something about, "Oh, you don't got a real couch." So let me just say that. So yeah, she was kind of somewhat being a cunt. And meanwhile, this is a washed up, blowed out, 30+ single mom. She's in no position to really judge. And keep in mind, this woman that we're on right now, I think she lived with like her sister or something. She didn't even have her own place. Just throwing that out there. So after she came over my house, I think I texted her a couple of times after that, and it was like a one-word response or something. So I just said, fuck it. 2 weeks go by, and she randomly texts me, "Oh, happy birthday." I haven't heard from this bitch in 2 weeks. And I guess maybe she seen on social media or something. It was my birthday, so she randomly texts me happy birthday. And I'm just annoyed. I'm like, bitch, I don't need you to randomly, we don't talk no more. Haven't heard from you in 2 or 3 weeks. Like, I don't need you to randomly text me happy birthday. Why do you think I want to hear happy birthday from you, bitch? Anyway, so not confronted her, but I text her back like, "So, I mean, what's up? You been busy lately, or what's, I ain't heard from you." She's like, "Oh, I've really been busy." She hit me with the "I'm busy" spiel. I'm like, "Oh, I get it." It didn't take me long to catch on. I'm like, "Okay, it's cool. You ain't ready to date. I hope you find what you looking for or something." I hit her with one of those, right? Okay, so okay, fine. I'm moving on with my life. Another 2 weeks go by, and she randomly texts me at work, "Did you get a couch yet?" I blocked the bitch. Like, what did I get it? Man, get the fuck out of here. Now you trying to be funny, bitch. I blocked her at that point. You just gonna randomly say, "Did I get a couch yet?" Man, if you don't get your bitch ass out of here. Oh my gosh. I'm glad I didn't fuck. I'm glad I ain't get no head. It's cool. Okay, the last woman. This one was kind of rough. All right. I'm see if I can try to remember the timeline. This woman was, I don't know, 34, 35, something, 36, and I was late 20s. And she was at least 34 and I was in my late 20s. So in retrospect, that's a red flag. Like, why you fucking with a motherfucker in his late 20s and you 34 with a kid? So obviously these women found me attractive. A 34-year-old woman ain't going on a date with a ugly 28-year-old. See, but anyway. So we meet, we talk a little bit, I get her number, we text a little bit, everything seemed to be going all right. So we meet up at like the park. And I'm sure in retrospect, these women were probably looking for him. They never stopped looking for him. So the fact that I even met up with her at a park was probably a red flag for her, right? So we meet, we chopping it up, we talking. I'm eating. I'm probably just eating this isn't coming across sexy. I'm sitting in front of her at the park eating, probably hungry, looking crazy, eating. She telling me a story. I think I got distracted one time because a mosquito was about to fly on my food, and she got annoyed like, "Oh, it ain't gonna get you. Don't worry. Just listen to me or something. The mosquito ain't gonna get you." She seemed annoyed. Anyway, we finished that date. I would say it didn't go that well. I didn't think the sparks were flying either way. Anyway. Oh, Divine Photos wants to know, do I get snarky with these ladies? No, I don't get snarky. I hate snarkiness. I don't get snarky. By the time RB is getting snarky with a man or a female, I'm about to smack somebody. I'm not actually going to, but no, y'all know what I'm trying to say though. Like by the time I don't do that little gray area banter, that witty negative banter. I hate that shit. If you know anything about RB, if you've been watching my content, I hate that shit with a passion, especially from women. But I mean, I hate it from men too. I don't want to roast. I don't want to do the snarky, witty banter. I just feel like it's beneath me. It's immature. It's stupid. I hate it. Can't stand it. So back to the story. We have that little first meeting that I don't think goes that great. So anyway, the next day I text her. I think I text her something to the effect of like, what are you looking for? I think I said something to this effect, which is cringe. I said, should I put all my eggs in your basket? Gay. But hey, I was young and dumb. I asked her, never ask no bitch no shit like that. Never. And this is why the whole texting shit, you should keep texting to the minimal. Only thing you should really be texting is when we linking up again. I'm not about to but anyway, I was trying to text my way into a relationship or something. Anyway, so I asked her something to the effect of, should I put all my eggs in your basket? And this is, I think, was after we met. And she essentially said, no, I shouldn't put all my eggs in her basket. I don't know how exactly she worded it. I don't know how exactly she worded it, but essentially she said, no, I shouldn't. I was still young and dumb. I'm like, okay, I mean, I guess she might still like me or might give me a chance or whatever. And see, that's the problem. As men, we think the bitch, I mean, when we young and dumb or we blue pilled or whatever, we think the bitch, even a 34-year-old single mom who lived with her cousin. I think this bitch lived with somebody else too. I don't think this bitch had her own place. But actually this bitch wasn't fat. The other chick was like fatter, but this chick I'm talking about now, she actually was kind of cute. She actually was kind of cute. She wasn't fit like white girl fit, but she was definitely more fit than the other two girls I was talking about. And she was currently in the gym. And I think, yeah, she was all right. This one was kind of all right. But anyway, told me not to put my eggs in her basket. Okay. So next, we end up continuing the text. I think I was at work one day and I text her like, you want to link up or want to come over or something? Or link up tonight. And she was like, oh, I'm sweaty. I just worked out. She was basically making an excuse of why she couldn't come. Right? Now, let me just break this down. When a bitch like you, there are no, let me specify this because I got a point I need to make about this. So I'm like, you want to link up tonight or come over to my house or something? Just kick it, just talk real quick. Come over, talk, kick it. She was like, no, I just got done working out or something, some excuse. And I'm like, well, I don't really care about that. Or I said, well, I mean, that's cool. She was like, all right, cool. I'm about to be sweaty and stinky. It's cool. I mean, just let you know I'm about to be sweaty and stinky. That should have been a sign right there that this bitch don't like you. Just block the fucking number. And I'm going to explain to you why. If a bitch like you, she ain't even going to play or mention nothing about being sweaty, stinky, dirty, ugly. She not even going to play about associating her name with stink, ugly, smelly, musty, anything bad. When a bitch like you, she's not even playing like that. She doesn't want any connection with anything negative to her image or you thinking of her. If a bitch talking about, I'm about to come, but don't worry, I smell bad though. That bitch do not like you. Like, flat out. I think y'all get the picture. Anyway. So she still came over, right? Stinky and smelly. Remember walking her into my apartment. And in retrospect, she had like a Nike workout outfit. In retrospect, she was probably one of them bitches like materialistic. Even though she was a 35-year-old single mom living with her cousin, she was one of them, like most women, they still want nice shit. Even if they work at Walmart and live with their cousin, they still gonna figure out a way to get some nice Nike shit or some Apple watches and shit. So I say that to say, when she walked into my shitty studio apartment, I'm sure she wasn't impressed. So we walking up my hallway. I think I burped, which, okay, I get it, is rude. But I had to burp. I don't know if it came out. I couldn't stop it. I don't know. I burped. And she said something. She was definitely turned off. And I can't be mad at her for that. I get it. But it's not that fucking big of a deal. Sometimes people burp. So the lesson in that also is, if Drake burped, do you think it would be that big? I mean, you know, if they really like you, all this little dumb shit don't really matter. But when they kind of don't like you, everything is huge. So, oh, okay, real quick. Let me mention this because I forgot to mention with the first lady out of the three. The first lady who cut me off for asking for tit pics, I'm not gonna say she was wrong for that. Now we could have a discussion of, if you was top tier Chad, would she have cut you off for asking for tit pics? Probably not. She was probably on the fence about me, so the tit pic was the nail in the coffin for her. But I can't condemn her for saying she don't want to talk no more because I asked for a tit pic. I get it. That's fair. I can't condemn her for that. But anyway, back to this lady. So we go up to my apartment, and I'm doing some goofy shit. I think I asked her, in retrospect, this was kind of cringe. I asked her to shoot dice with me. I had some play money. This is cringe in retrospect. And I don't know why I thought that let's shoot. You know how to play 7-Eleven? Let's fake shoot dice. It was fun though. I mean, it was kind of fun. Anyway, she said something about nigga. She didn't call me a nigger, but we was talking something about white people saying nigga, and she was saying something like, "Oh, when I hang out with such and such, I say nigga," and she said something about nigga. I say nigga. It was weird. I'm like, okay, that was kind of weird. I think she had a mixed daughter though, so I think her last boyfriend was like a drug dealer, and she had a mixed daughter. Another red flag that, I was young and naive. At this point in my life, I would never fuck with a bitch who even ever had sex with a street nigga. If you ever even had sex with any street nigga your whole life, I can't fuck with you. But anyway, so she came to my apartment. I'm positive she wasn't impressed. The fuck did she say? Oh, I actually had this. Oh, I remember. Oh, she said some foul shit. So we were sitting, I think I was eating another TV dinner. I'm sure that also turned her off. Eating a TV dinner. She said something to the effect of, "Don't try to kiss me." Or, "When I leave, don't try to kiss." She preempted, I mean, she pre-warned me. I don't know if this was like 10 minutes before she was about to leave, or if she said like, "When I leave, don't try to kiss me." I'm like, "Oh, don't worry, I wasn't gonna try to kiss you." That shit was rude as fuck. He randomly said that. And keep in mind, we were sitting 20 feet away in my apartment. And it was not in context at all. We was talking about basketball or something. She was, "Oh, don't kiss me when I leave," or something. I'm like, "Oh, okay, it's cool. I wasn't gonna kiss you." Now that's the confirmation she don't like me. When a bitch just randomly bring it up in the middle of the date, "Don't kiss me at the end of the date." Yeah, it's a wrap, bruh. So that was rude as fuck. So that turned me. I'm like, okay, bitch. I mean, damn. Anyway, trying to think, am I forgetting something? So she left and whatever. That was that. I'm like, well, that's probably the end of that. But I think we were still texting a couple nights after that, and she brought up like, "Well, what do you want to do with your future?" Because I worked a regular ass job. It was a super regular ass job that didn't make a lot of money, right? And she was asking me like, "Well, what do you want to do with your future? Because women think about that type of thing and this and that." So she was basically calling me a loser, and that I didn't know what I wanted to do with my future and this and that. So I'm just like, okay, hey, it's cool. Like, God bless you, like whatever. But I think we still text here and there for some stupid reason, right? I think. Okay, so that happened, and then this was the final nail in the coffin. I was on my way home from work or something, and I don't know if I said what's up or hey or something. Or she might have texted me out. Actually, I think she texted me out the blue. This was a day I don't think we even talked that day. She texted me out the blue and said this. This is fucked up. She was like, I think I know why you're single. I'm like, where the fuck did rude ass bitch? I think I know why you're single. And I'm trying to think what the reason she gave. Maybe that was the beginning of the conversation about what are you going to do with your life or something. Maybe that's how that conversation started. I was driving home from work, and then I remember having what I'm going to do with my life when we was talking about that when I actually got in. So yeah, maybe that's how the conversation started. I was driving home, and she told me like, I think I know why you're single. That shit is rude. But yeah, she was a cunt. And I think the last time we talked, this might have been 2 weeks after that. And that's why I say this whole, like, don't keep in contact. Just ghost me. I don't want you to text me once every 2 weeks and just say, hey, what you up to? Like, if we ain't about to fuck with each other, I don't want you to, what the fuck is the point of that? So anyway, I think 2 weeks after I think I know why you single, she had texted me. I was at the store or something, and she just texted, so, hey, what's up? And at that point, I finally just said, I mean, what are we gonna talk or not gonna talk or what? What are we doing here? And she was like, you driving me crazy. I think I called her and she like didn't pick up. Which at that point I'm just like, look, let me just block her. Oh, here's the cringy part. I called her and she didn't pick up. And I think 15 minutes later, and trust me, it was an accident. I accidentally called her again. I'm like, I know she think this motherfucker's a stalker. Like, let me block this motherfucker number. But it genuinely was an accident. I'm like, damn, I probably seem like thirsty as fuck. I ain't even mean to call her again. Yeah, those are my stories. It was dating is fucking cringe. And keep in mind, I got rejected by 3 bitches who were the bottom of the fucking barrel. But it was a favor. Sometimes rejection is a blessing. And it was a blessing for those 3 situations. It was a blessing. Let's finish up this video. Damn, how long have I been on? Hold on. How do y'all think my mic sound? I'm in a completely different room. I'm in a smaller room. I don't know if it sounds better. Y'all can let me know if it sounds the same. Oh. Yeah, I agree, Flower. Yeah, I agree. All right, let's finish this video.
Places like that. This is a part of vetting. So when I hear guys trying to, talk about this, I'm like, man, y'all know how much danger you're putting yourselves in. Okay? So I just never understood that. But let me show you the videos because we actually discussed this and I did the archetype breakdown. If you guys remember,
I learned.
Real quick, let me ask y'all something. Need y'all opinion on this. What do you think about, because actually this is about Cunty B. Yeah, this is about Cunty B, if anybody remember her. What do you think about somebody, I'm trying to see what would I describe her as. Let's just call it a family friend that you have to see all the time, right? Let's just call it that. A family friend that you have to see all the time in kind of small settings. Like, it's not in settings with 30 people. It's kind of a small little group. Family friend that you have to see all the time, that you've known for, long time, decade. who you don't even have a high and by relationship with. It's super fucking awkward. Because like I said, they're around all the time, around you in small groups. Or even when they come to the place where you live and they don't even speak. What? See, let me touch on this. Okay, I'm the type of guy. Okay, I'm feeling your negative energy, but I'm still gonna try to at least speak. But I'm not gonna kiss your ass though. So it's like this situation. I spoke the first 5-10 times, and then but every time it's like you acting like you're doing me a favor by even speaking back. After a certain point, I'm like, oh no, I won't say nothing to you then. If you speak to me, I'll speak back. Other than that, I won't say nothing to you then. Because I think my last straw was I spoke a couple times. She just ignored me. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm done. I ain't about to kiss your ass. I'm done now. Done. So what do y'all think is the right way to handle that? Are you the type of person who's just going to keep trying to talk to him to, I guess, say you're not being rude? Or do you just say fucking and hey, you can walk in my front door and not say nothing to me and I won't say nothing to you and we'll just leave it like that. We can walk past each other in the kitchen and not say nothing to each other. Like, what would you do? How would you handle it? Would you just go ghost? Like, I'm just not going to ever say nothing to you unless you say something to me? Or would you take the high road and just speak anyway? I'm curious what y'all think about that. What the right thing to do is in that situation. Let me know that in the comment section.
The videos, because we actually discussed this, and I did the archetype breakdown. If you guys remember,
I learned early not to rely on anyone. I pay my own bills. I solve my own problems. I don't ask for help because help never.
Let me say this too. Keep in mind, the whole 10 years has been like this. So is it like a lost cause at this point? Or do you try to see if you can flip it 10 years in? Like, just, yeah, let me know what you think below. Shit is awkward as fuck. Super fucking awkward. Well, yeah, okay. So, Lauren, real quick. So, there's not even a high initially. So, I guess, let me ask you this, Lauren. Do you just make sure you say hi first every time, even if you don't get one back? Do you, I guess that's what I'm asking. Or even if you usually don't get one back, or even if you do get one back, it's like a begrudging hi back. Like, do you, no matter what their response is, do you make sure you just say hi no matter what? Even if she ignore you every time for the next 20 years. And even if you see her 20, 30 times a year, do you just say hi with no hi back for the next 30 years? Or do you not even say hi at that point? Like, fuck it, I mean, curious. Okay, I guess I'm an asshole then, because at some point, I just stopped even saying hi first. Yeah, because keep in mind, this is somebody who's never said hi to you first. And even the times that you said hi first, either didn't get a response or got some little, hey. So yeah, my stance is I just ain't saying shit to you. You could walk in the front door, I just won't say nothing. So I don't know, who's wrong? Am I wrong? Am I what? Whatever. And the crazy thing is, like, here's the crazy thing. I'm probably going to be seeing this person for the rest of my life. 20, 30 times a year in intimate settings. So this is about to be a awkward 30 years.
Came when I needed it. Independence wasn't a choice. It was survival.
The videos, because we actually discussed this, and I did the archetype breakdown. If you guys remember,
I learned early not to rely on anyone. I pay my own bills. I solve my own problems. I don't ask for help, because help never came when I needed it. Independence wasn't a choice. It was survival.
I'm resilient. I adapt quickly. I don't crumble under pressure. I protect myself emotionally and financially. I don't tolerate instability. I can stand alone, and that strength has carried me far.
That sound like the type of woman you want to date? Does that shit sound feminine, soft, sweet, nurturing? Okay, do I smile or did I smile the few times that I said hi? I'm not really, probably not. I mean, does that, I mean, probably not. And that's probably one of my off-putting characteristics just in life, period. I'm not really a smiley type of guy. I just can't imagine like taking a stance to not speak to somebody that you're probably going to be around for the rest of your life in intimate settings. She set the tone, definitely. It wasn't me. I tried to speak the first 10 times. And here's another thing. Let me touch on this real quick. Even though we don't have a high and by relationship, she always takes advantage of an opportunity to throw a quote unquote playful shot. And that brings a whole different context to a playful shot when you don't even have a high and by relationship. Because at that point, it's just an insult. Like, I'm quick to point out if I tripped up the step or something, but then don't say hi. Yeah, it's cringe. I think it's fair to say that this person doesn't fuck with me. But, yeah.
But independence can harden into armor. I struggle to receive. I question leadership. I mistake control for safety. Men don't feel needed. They feel unnecessary. And without polarity, attraction fades.
The solution isn't becoming dependent. It's learning interdependence. Choosing strength without shutting out support. I align best with secure men who lead without dominance. Softness doesn't erase my power. It expands it.
None of that sounded attractive, right?
Right. And, right. See, I'm going to say it again. Say it again. Why are these women even single? Why are they single? See, let's talk about this real quick. Let's do a hypothetical. Let's say I meet a woman who's 28, right? And okay, we talking or whatever. Or really just I meet a woman that's 26 and up. Just any age, 26 and up. But especially once we start getting at 30, 35 and up, this is really crucial. So I meet her and everything going good. We going on a date. We talking on the phone. At some point in the early stages, very early stages, I would want a 26 and up year old woman to really get candid with me about why the fuck are you single? You're not terrible. You're not bad looking. You're not morbidly obese. How the fuck did you find? I'm not going to ask it like this, but in my mind, I'm going to ask it nice. I'm going to put sugar on it. But in my mind, how the fuck are you still single at 26, 30, 35? I don't trust a woman. I wouldn't be able to trust her. And you shouldn't trust a woman who can't just get candid about it. Vulnerable and candid about it. If she try to paint it like I just was focusing on school and stuff just don't work out, that's a huge red flag. Cause she's trying to hide something. I already know the type of shit she's trying to hide. But what I'll tell you, after 30, women hate questions. Well, really after 25, but especially after 30, they hate questions. They hate a man asking them questions. Because now they got to try to scramble and make shit sound hunky-dory when we all know it ain't. It ain't going to be. It can't be at that age, at 30 plus. It's not going to be a hunky-dory story while you still single over 30 and over 40. It's It's not. Let's just make it rhyme. It's not gonna be a hunky dory story of why you single at 40. It's just it can't be. So yeah, I mean, a bitch just really got to explain it, and depending on her answer, that might decide if I really want to fuck with her in a serious way or not. Tell me why you single at 26 when you a decent looking woman. Please don't give me no bullshit. Please, just be candid with me, baby. Please. I won't judge. You can even lie to him and tell him well, don't lie, but you know what I'm saying. I ain't gonna judge. Little white lie won't hurt. I ain't gonna judge you, baby. What? Tell me what's up. How many boyfriends have you had? Is that a rude question? What age was your first boyfriend? 8, 9, 12, 14? Okay, why y'all break up? Okay, broke up for that reason. Okay, and then your next relationship was at 19? Okay, so what was you doing from 14 to 19? Celibate? Like I just want to know. And then why the 19-year-old boyfriend didn't work out? Oh, okay. Then another one at 23. Why that ain't work out? You see, it's not going to be positive shit. And that's why I hate questions. The more you ask, the more they look bad.
Right? So that is a hyper independent woman. That is a woman that's screaming from the mountaintops on social media. I got my own car. I got my own house. I pay my own bills. I don't need a man for anything. Nobody wants to be with that woman. Fair? So let's see the woman who just simply works.
Your first Black woman. I did what I was told to do. I focused on school, then my career. I told myself love would come later. I wasn't lazy. I wasn't reckless. I was preparing for a future I believed would wait for me. I'm disciplined, financially stable. I can take care of myself. I don't bring chaos into rooms. I plan, I build, I solve problems.
Masculine. Sitting at home, sitting at a restaurant by herself, drinking wine with a baldy. This also doesn't sound appealing.
In every other area of life, that works. I assumed dating worked the same way. But dating didn't reward my resume. Men didn't respond to my accomplishments the way I expected. I delayed connection while I built security. And when I looked up, the dating market had changed.
Yeah, right. But so you wasn't taking no dick throughout this whole process since 15? Or not even since 15, since from 21 to what? You 28, 32 now? What was, yeah, okay. Anyway, fuck was I about to say? Oh, okay, it's rude. Somebody said it's rude, I guess. I think you was saying it's rude if I ask how many boyfriends have you had? I mean, why? Yeah, isn't that getting to know somebody? I mean, can I ask it a different way? I should know. If I'm going to invest the rest of my life into you, I don't think it's out of line for me to know how many boyfriends you had in your life. I'm literally tying, this is the most important decision I'm ever going to make in my life. The person I choose to mate with, live with, and sign paperwork with, and this and that. But, you know, decide if I live or die, if anything happened and I'm on life support. Yeah, if I'm doing all that, I think I can ask you how many boyfriends you had. See, and Sonny, I'm not knocking you for thinking that it's rude. That's your prerogative and that's your right to think it's rude. But we've been socially programmed to believe everything is rude that's gonna make a bitch look bad or expose a bitch for being what she is. That was social programming for us to believe that asking a woman her age is rude. Asking a woman how many boyfriends she had was rude. It's a way to protect these bitches from getting exposed for the bullshit people they are.
The dating market had changed, not because I failed, but because time never stops moving. I don't need.
Let's run that back.
Dating worked the same way. But dating didn't reward my resume. Men didn't respond to my accomplishments the way I expected. I delayed connection while I built security. And when I looked up, the dating market had changed.
I delayed connection to build stability. That's cap. You was getting dick this whole time. See, this is what they want you to believe. I was just focusing on my career and being celibate. Like, you gotta act. Oh, you was just focusing on your career, so you abstained from having sex for those 8 years then, right? Right?
Not because I failed, but because time never stops moving.
No, you failed. No, you did fail, baby. No, you failed. On some level, you kind of failed. Single at 25, on some level as a woman, you failed at that point. You can still fix it though at 25. But let's just say 30, never married, no kids, never had a 5-year relationship. From a biological standpoint, you failed as a woman. You might still be able to fix it, but you failed.
I don't need to shrink. I don't need to abandon ambition. I need integration. Building love while building success. Softness alongside strength. I align best with men who value stability, not competition. Awareness changes outcomes.
All right. So there are the two. So you see the difference. And I think, rest in peace, Kevin Samuels. He did an amazing job of showcasing the lie that a lot of black women were told, like the career woman, right? She was saying that I was told to go, for my education, get a career, and then everything will work out. But soon she found out that it's not the same when you talk about dating. Your career, it matters, but in the dating market, you have to be a little bit more intentional. So she was sold that lie from the black community that eventually it would all work out. But we shortly found out that that's not true. So she's still out there working, making her way, financially stable, doing what she needs to do. Now she's just looking for a husband. I think, in my opinion, that woman would be a woman that you guys will want to settle down with.
Nigga, what? Medium. No, not really, no, sir. I mean, how can I? Maybe if her mind right, man, and her body count ain't too high. Okay, if she's a virgin, yeah, or maybe one body, yeah. But these chicks be having 6 and 7 and 8 bodies by the time they get to this point minimum.
Because she's going to be older, you're going to be older, and the reason why I'm saying that is in the black community, before anybody starts talking, black men, their first marriage is 33 years old. Black women's 32 years old.
Community, nah, bro. Nah, especially in the black community. 32, she didn't already know. No. A lot of us black people live hard lives. A black woman's 32 is a white woman's 52. She done did a little bit of everything. A black woman at 32? Nah, man. No. Like, look, nobody's perfect. I'm not looking for anybody to be perfect. But the chances that you're going to meet a black woman at, let's just say 29, 30, 31, that's worth marrying, and you just met her at 29, 30, 31, nah, I can't advise anybody to do that. I just can't. I'm just trying to think what my stance is on starting black families in 2026 in America. I would say the only time I would advise it is when both parties are willing to work together to avoid the nigga shit. Even if that mean cutting family off. Even if that mean we don't fuck with family like that no more. If you're gonna start a black family in America, the man and woman both have to be dedicated to break the generational curse of nigga shit, even if that mean not going to our family members' Thanksgiving and cookouts and shit. That's the only way I could advise a black man and a black woman coming together to start a black family.
So by that time, y'all, if you went to college, you're out of college, or if you picked up a trade, you good to go. And then, you know, between 30, 35, that's when you should start trying to settle down, so to speak, in my opinion, right? So yeah, so there is a huge difference.
We're 6 feet tall and make 100.
Okay, get off here now. We getting long in the tooth. I don't know if I'm coming back on tonight, but maybe. Let's do this. Let's do a quick. I think it's a quick one I could go over. Hold on.
Hey, what's up?
What's going on? What's up with the noise in the background, Roosevelt? If you could clean that up, it's real loud in the background, fam.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Hold on.
I think you're good now. No, you good now. It was something playing, but you good now. What's up?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just wondering how to do like the least, as you know, how to do the least amount possible in a relationship, especially in the early stages. Like, how do I do less? Like, what's the minimum, the bare minimum?
It's a weird question for a grown man to ask. Okay, the McDonald's chick is actually way less headache than the one with paper in the short run. I actually disagree. The young 23-year-old kind of cute McDonald's worker, she wild. Probably no discipline, just doing whatever, probably drinking smoke when she get off her shift. Just they be closing down the store early just because they want to chill and smoke. I don't know. I don't know. That's a crazy question to ask as a grown man, to call in another grown man and say, "How can I do less in the early stages of a relationship?" Just do less, nigga. But okay, let's let's see what happens.
And then how do I skirt below the bare minimum without them knowing that I'm going below the bare minimum?
What kind of question is that? Let me, before I even answer your question, why do you think that you want to do that? I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just asking you. I want to know where your mind frame is. Why do you feel like that's something that you want to do?
Okay, let's talk about Ant a little bit. Ant CEO is 28. Yeah, he's 28. I think I just learned that yesterday. He went in on some nigga and it was extra. Ant can be extra. But anyway, I don't know if he claims to be an expert on dating per se. Okay, let's answer the question. Can a 28-year-old be a qualified expert on dating? He went on this whole spiel yesterday about how nigga you don't know me. Tupac was 24 when he died. Fred Hampton was 19. Martin Luther King was 26 when he changed the world. He went on this whole rant about, don't judge him for his age. But let me just give my opinion. Can a nigga be 28 and be an expert at dating? I mean, technically, yeah. 10 years in the game, he could have been going hard from 18. Fucking with bitches, dating bitches. Let's just say he had money since he was 18. And couple 2 or 3 relationships, dating bitches for years. Technically, yeah, he could be. Now, I would understand if somebody wanted to holler at a 40 or 50 plus dating coach. Make more sense, more experience, right? But not necessarily. Well, I mean, not necessarily though. But yeah, I wouldn't go to a 28-year-old relationship dating coach. But this is what y'all got to keep in mind too. A lot of these motherfuckers in the red pill community, These niggas could tell you about dating and spinning plates and shit, but they can't tell you about. They don't dive into 40 years with a bitch. They just dive into like super short term flings and dating. So yeah, like to me, and I'm not gonna even disclose. I mean, yeah, look, y'all can choose to listen to me or not. I'm not gonna disclose my whole dating history. But to me, in order for a nigga to be some type of expert on women, you would have had to live with a bitch for at least 3 years. You would have had to live with a bitch 3 years a few times. 2-3 years for a few times and really get, you know what I mean? Been in a 2-year relationship where you live with a bitch, a 3-year, maybe another 5-year where you live with a bitch. Then you could really tell me about bitches. Maybe had a 10-year in there somewhere. So yeah, once a motherfucker start getting in his 40s and stuff, then a motherfucker might have had 2-year relationships, a 5-year and a 10-year or something. Yeah, then you can start talking to me about female nature and bitches and how to maneuver and what they gonna do down the line and all that. Then you could really talk to me. So yeah, 28, yeah, it's a little on the young side.
Because if you look at the portfolio of men that these women have babies by and who they've been with, it's typically the men that have done the bare minimum. Why in the world would I want to? Why would I want to deviate from a winning strategy, bro?
Nope, I'm gonna tell you where you're wrong at. Most of the time, you're talking about bare minimum in the sense of what you do for her. But men that what you're missing is men that get women. They're not doing the bare minimum. So, for example, let me give you an example. If it's a person that's, let's say he's a famous actor, right?
Here's the thing about this is what I don't like the most about Ant. I mean, we still gonna go over his shit. I mean, I don't hate him or nothing, and no, he don't give a fuck. You know, but here's my issue with Ant and with just humans. I hate this character. I mean, he's an arrogant motherfucker. He's a little young arrogant motherfucker. You know, he's 6'5". I mean, who knows? No, this is what I was gonna say. He's a handsome guy. He's 6'5". I don't know. He probably lift weights. Probably know how to fight. Probably could kick my ass. But that's irrelevant. But I always got to bring that up because that's where niggas always go. So I like to just get that out the way first because it don't matter. I get it out the way to just let everybody know it's irrelevant if he can or can't. Because that's where it would go. Like if me and him was on the phone and I said anything like it's going, oh, what you gonna do about it? You want to go? Want to go outside, nigga? It don't matter if we go outside. And even if we go outside and you beat my ass, whole shit is still whole shit. That's the point I try to drive home when I mention who can and can't beat my ass. Since men love to go there so much and make it seem like it's the end all be all of everything. But here's what I don't like about Ant. He an arrogant motherfucker. He really is. It's a really ugly characteristic, man. Never be arrogant. Confidence, yes, but arrogant, no. He act like he know it all, or think he know it all. Even if he don't think he know it all, he act like he know it all. It's fucking annoying. So that's my biggest complaint about Ant. He's emotional too. He don't think he emotional. He call out other motherfuckers for being emotional, but he don't call out himself for being emotional. Me, I call myself out. You ain't a real one unless you can call yourself out about your own fuck shit to the people. Not that you gotta expose all your weaknesses to people in public, but you know what I'm saying. Like when you got a platform, gotta keep it a buck, man. I got triggered. Y'all know I got triggered recently with the one white dude. What was he talking about? A black fatigue. That white dude that was talking about black fatigue. I got annoyed as fuck. I got a little triggered. It was one of the rare times I got a little bit triggered. At the time, that black fatigue shit irked me a little bit. Even though I have black fatigue at times, but I broke that whole thing down that episode. But I told the people, I'm like, yeah, I'm getting triggered right now, y'all. I'm out of pocket for being triggered. I'm out of pocket for being emotional, but this motherfucker got me. I'm human. Yeah, he's 28. All right, let's get back into it. Yeah, I got human fatigue if you really want to get technical. Yeah, I got human fatigue. That's a fact. We can call it human fatigue. Y'all know I don't like humans in general. Most of them. But let's get into it.
If it's a person that's, let's say he's a famous actor, right? He's a famous actor. Do you think that we would probably agree that he doesn't have to do much to get women, right?
Yeah, sure.
Right.
Try.
Why do you think he doesn't have to do much to get women?
He's established himself.
Exactly.
He has a name and a good career.
So that contradicts your point. So you're acting like it's just some bum on the side of the street that's getting anything from women. He's somebody. So he had to put in work on himself to get to that point. So the problem is you're thinking of this incorrectly. You're thinking, how can I do less work for the woman? If you want to be the guy where you don't have to put in all this upfront attention, you put in the work into yourself. So you can get the same attention that you claim these women are giving other guys. You looking at it backwards.
Well, number one, man, their baby daddies aren't famous anybody.
You said who?
They got barely 2 pennies.
Why are you dealing with women? Wait, do you have children? Hold on. Hold on. Do you have children?
Yeah. No, I don't have.
Then why are you dealing with women with children? Why is that even a question?
I don't deal with women with children. They come to me and I look at what they have in their circumstance. I don't deal with them.
But if they're hold on, no, that don't even make sense. If they're coming to you and then you're looking at them and what they have, that means you're making them an option. You're a possible option. So if they're coming at you, you shouldn't be dealing with them if you don't like women with kids. I don't deal with women with kids.
No. When I say deal with them, I mean laugh at them. Like as in like I'll make them think that they have a chance, but they don't have a chance.
Yeah, this nigga on the phone is corny. See, now this is one of them corny red pill, corny red pill niggas. Like, bro, what are you fucking talking about? I hope you trolling. So, how can I give? You called in saying, how can I give women the bare minimum? And I'm assuming get what you want from them while giving them the bare minimum. Look. If you look the way they want you to look and you the height they want you to be and you got that mouthpiece, then you'll know if you one of them dudes who can give the bare minimum because they'll be throwing pussy at you while giving the bare minimum. So if you got to call a 28-year-old to ask them how to give more the bare minimum and get what you want, you're not that dude. You're not that guy, bud. This shit is crazy.
Your fault. That ain't their fault. It's your fault. Why are you?
No, wait. But my thing is this, though, right? Regardless of whether I'm seriously entertaining them or not, when they come to me and they tell me what they want from me, that's what I'm trying to understand. Okay, so I'm trying to understand.
Let me ask you a question: Is this consistent?
Yes or no? Let me say this real quick.
Is this consistent? Yes or no? Is this consistent? Yes or no?
Consistent with what?
Are these women that are doing this to you? Is this consistently happening? Yes or no?
Whenever I come across a baby mama,
yes or no?
You don't even have to be a baby mama.
Okay, I see. We got to do this with you. It's a yes or no question. Do these things consistently happen to you, where you having these types of women consistently, giving you this energy and talking to you, and they're having, stuff that you don't like? Is this consistently happening? Yes or no? I think the answer is yes.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So when do you realize, as a grown ass man, that you're the common denominator? You keep getting the bottom of the barrel women and then complaining about it. When do you look in the mirror and say, maybe I'm the reason why I keep getting the bottom of the barrel women instead of
Okay, I agree that the dude on the phone is corny, but let's talk. We talking black women? Look, black women in America are bottom of the barrel. I'm sorry, it's just true. Not all, but the overwhelming majority, 80% minimum. I mean, that's me being positive, like being optimistic. 80 to 90% of black women are basically the bottom of the barrel. For one reason or another, not because they're just ghetto trash with 6 baby daddies, but even if she's accomplished, they got bad attitudes and all these entitlements and yeah. But let's continue.
Complaining and saying all women act like a certain way, so I need to act like this way because I keep dealing with the bottom of the barrel. Yeah, I don't deal with women like that. All the women I deal with, well, I ain't gonna say all the women I deal with, but if I'm dealing with a woman and the women that I have dealt with, I don't deal with them issues.
Well, first off, I attract all.
Yeah, okay, let's be real. Yeah, Divine Photos, you're right. This definitely seemed like the type of dude that bring up red pill points on dates. Never do that, fellas. This red pill shit is like Fight Club. Take the knowledge, apply it, but play it smooth in real life. Don't nobody want to hear them red pill talking points. Oh, what are you gonna do? I mean, you about to hit the wall. Are you hypergamous? Like, dude, shut the fuck up, bro. How do you feel about? Have you ever been with a high value man like me? Like, man, shut the fuck up, man. What you think about Kevin Samuels? How do you feel about the word submission? Like, dude, shut the fuck.
All kinds of women.
Nah. Because if you did, you wouldn't even be complaining how you complaining. You just sat up here and said that this is consistent. So you're the common
Consistent with
denominator.
baby mamas.
How tall are you?
I'm 6'1".
How much money you make a year?
Dude, 200.
How much money you make?
200. I make good money.
You make $200,000 a year and you're 6'1". And what city you live in?
DC.
So it must be something different then. That proves my point even more. You're
Can you let me
6'1".
finish?
That proves my no, I can't.
But you should let him finish though, Ant. See, that's I see. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's his show, but this is that Kevin Samuels shit. God rest the Godfather. He's on the Mount Rushmore. Much respect, but this the shit that Kev did. It's not masculine to not let a motherfucker talk that you supposed to be having a conversation with. That's that single black mother shit. Like, we can tell you was raised by a single black mother, Ant. Just be quiet and let the motherfucker at least get a couple sentences off, bruh. And niggas like this be feeling like, no, I dominated that shit. No, that's just that real alpha energy. No, it's feminine. You can't let this nigga, like, you know how bitches don't want to let you get the sentence out before they cut. It's bitch shit. But dudes think if they do some bitch shit aggressively, it's masculine. I noticed that a lot. I noticed that a lot with guys. If I say it loud or with a mean look on my face, it's masculine. No, it's still some bitch shit. I can still see his bitch shit. I don't know if anybody else can. I can still see it.
That proves my point even more. You're 6'1" and make $200,000 a year, which I don't believe you. But let's just go with let's just say for the sake of argument, you're being honest. You're 6'1" and you make $200,000 a year and you still can't get no bitches? Trust me, you're the problem. But now you can go ahead and you can speak. Go ahead, I'll be quiet.
Thank you, man. Jesus Christ.
You don't like it, then get on.
I do. Well, okay. First of all, I was knocking on baby mamas just now. It's not just them. Okay. I also look at the women who don't have any kids but still have a portfolio of ain't shit that they've been dealing with for the longest. And these typically, you know what is a common denominator? I keep dating these BLK women. That's a common denominator.
Okay. Now, Ant is on his FBA shit heavy. Shout out to T. Orlando. Ant is on his FBA shit heavy. Y'all know how I feel about FBA and all that. I don't mean any disrespect, but y'all know how I feel about it. And yeah, money don't make the man. Fuck that. I mean, it's cool to have some money, but yeah. Anyway. I agree with the corny dude on the phone. Unfortunately, I wish it wasn't true. If y'all didn't hear my B-dub massage story, please watch the beginning of this stream. Or it's probably like 20, 30 minutes in. I forgot when I started talking about it. But if you didn't hear my horror story from getting a massage from a B-dub, check out the beginning of this stream. I'm going to leave it up. But I got to agree with him. He said, because I said it earlier, like, yeah, really the problem, you just keep fucking with black women. That's why you keep running into some trashy shit. And the black women who ain't on trashy shit, they married, man. They don't jump from guy to guy to guy to guy to guy. But yeah, I think this is where it's about to go left, because now Ant about to get on his FBA shit. And then I think this is where I'm probably really going to disagree with Ant.
Honestly, because I'm talking about the women of other races, I don't really get that same energy from them. Typically, the men that they've dealt with, they were bankers, they had respectable professions.
This is cap. I mean, I ain't gonna say it's cap. Let me say this real quick. In black spaces, okay, Accountable Commentary, he's a YouTuber. AC, Accountable Commentary. He does this, and there's a guy named Solidus T that does this. They overestimate, or how can I put this? They hype up white people too much or hype up white women too much over there. Like they try to make it so white girls don't do this. Yeah, they do, bro. I mean, it's worse in the black community, but they do it too. They fucking do it too. And yeah, all white girls ain't fucking with bankers. And I mean, these are misconceptions in the black community because I guess they don't watch white dating content like I do all the time. So they're not informed about all the fuckery that's going on in white dating as well. Because I mean, the next thing Ant could say, okay, if you having all these great experiences with the white women, why you ain't married to one already?
Typically with BLK women, irrespective of whether they're lawyers or whatever, they show me their ex, man, and he looks like he's fresh out. And I'm just like, what are you doing with this dude? Like, are you serious? But when they come to me, they got standards all of a sudden. I'm like, the fuck out of here. But I came to you.
So based on that, okay, so based on that,
Yeah.
why you ain't with none of these other races of women then?
Oh man, I date around. I haven't found my love.
That doesn't
I haven't
answer
found
that
the love of
doesn't
my
answer the
life yet.
question. That doesn't answer the
I haven't
question.
found the love in my life yet.
You sound like a fucking lame. You sound like a loser and an idiot. I shouldn't even be cussing. I'm supposed to not be cussing. You sound like an idiot. You sound like a loser. You sound like a bum. You sound like a lame. You sound like the lame dude who's upset and bitter and hurt for the fact that you couldn't get black women to like you. Let me just give you some game real quick. Most of the time, if you can actually get women, you have no issues getting black women, white women, Asian women, Latino women.
That's cap. That's cap. There's definitely a difference. A big fucking difference. How many black women you know fuck with squares? A nigga who just super clean cut. Like he might have, I ain't saying he don't got no swagger about himself whatsoever, but he's a clean cut, square, regular dude. He ain't street, he don't scam, he don't gangbang, he don't sell dope, he don't be fighting in the middle of the street. How many black women you know is with a nigga who just a straight, regular ass dude? No, nothing street about him whatsoever. I ain't saying they don't exist, but it's a small percentage. So this whole thing, if you pull white women, you should be able to pull black women. It's a whole different fucking ball game. And let's not act like pulling black women and Asian women and Indian women is all the same game. Let's not do that. Let's not do that. All right, we got bro. Hey. D-Name. Hey, D-Name came in and he said, "Leave AC alone. He's a human, goddammit."
And how fucking dare anyone out there make fun of Britney after all she's been through? She lost her aunt. She went through a divorce. She had 2 fucking kids. Her husband turned out to be a user, a cheater, and now she's going through a custody battle. All you people care about is readers and making money off of her. She's a human! What you don't realize is that Britney's making you all this money and all you do is write a bunch of crap about her. She hasn't performed on stage in years. Her song is called Give Me More for a reason, because all you people want is more, 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 more! Leave her alone! You're lucky she even performed for you bastards! Leave Britney alone! Please!
To D-Name. Shout out to D-Name. I had to get you though, bro. 'Cause that shit reminded me of that. Leave Britney alone. Fucking human. AC is a human. Accountable commentary is a human. He is. I shall leave him alone.
women.
Ethiopian, it don't matter where they from. I've dated women and been with women of every single race and ethnicity, bro. I've lived all over this country: New York, Pittsburgh, Chicago, Cleveland. I've lived in freaking Atlanta. I live in Texas now. I've been all over this country, bro. I've dealt with women everywhere. I've dealt with women out of the country before. If you're having issues with the subset of a particular group of women, trust me, it's not the women, bro. It's you.
It's not true, Ant. Come on, Ant. Do you really believe that, Ant? I mean, I'm sure it's him too. He's corny too. But do you? That's diabolical, man. It's when people lose their credibility. There's not an issue with black women in the date market compared to other women. Why are they the least married then? Is that systematic racism too, Ant? Why black women are the least picked?
Because you're actively dating one type of woman. You keep running across women who you claim are dealing with dudes who are just got out of jail. I've never ever in my life dealt with a black woman who dealt with a dude that just got out of jail. All of the black women, and I would probably say of all the women that I've dealt with, messed with sexually, anything, about 80% of them have been black women, and specifically black American women. Neither of those women in mass have ever talked to any dudes, at least when I know of, been in jail. And y'all be the same dudes who complain that these black women are feminine, ain't soft, ain't none of that. I be having them in my house working a shift, cooking,
Can I
cleaning.
ask you a question, man?
No, you can't, because I'm not finished talking. Cooking, cleaning, being feminine, soft, ain't no attitude, ain't no none of that. So if you're 6'1" like you claim you are,
got the bag. You're a good looking dude too. I mean, but okay. I mean, no homo. But how long, first off, is that really who they are, or are they putting on a performance because you got that bag? Because they think you cute and it's the honeymoon phase, so to speak. How many years have these women been working in shifts and being super feminine? And how long are you around these women? If you're around them for 2 hours, yeah, it's easy to put on an act for 2 hours, clean a nigga house, get the little, you tricking? They working in shifts. You ain't doing nothing for them. You ain't taking care of them. You giving them some money? Like, come on, bro. That ain't proof of shit. So is your point because you got black women coming over working in shifts, cleaning, cooking, being feminine, that mean black women feminine? Okay.
if you live in the city that you claim you do, if you make all the money that you claim you make, you shouldn't be complaining or having any issues, because why would a 6'1" dude that make $200,000 a year be dealing with all these bottom of the barrel degenerate black women that you claim are, and ain't none of them got a good man, and they all dealing with hood dudes who just got out of jail? How do they go from the jail dude to you? That's the real truth. So when do we talk about that, and when do you look in the mirror and take accountability? Now you can ask me a question.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. So the first question is, I would like to know which demographic of women in DC have the highest rates of HPV or out of wedlock birth rates. Like, come on now.
You can use that logic in another city. Let's go with your logic. 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 We can even talk about, we can use that logic and talk about Atlanta. We can use that logic and talk about Baltimore. You can use that logic and talk about Houston. What you don't understand, because you have a low IQ, is those cities tend to have a lot of black people in it. So if you're going to a city that has a high black population, more than likely those people are in that population of that group of people. Those group of people in that city are probably going to go under that statistic.
Wait. Hold on. Am I missing something? Hold on. Let me just stop. Think about it. Am I missing something? Hold on. A lot of black people live in Atlanta, and that's why black women have the highest HPV rates. Wait, what? You know what? Maybe I'm tripping.
That's like going to South Dakota and then being like, well, what ethnicity of people have the most crime here? Yeah, white people, because the majority of white people live in South Dakota. If you go to
Dude,
Colombia,
dude,
if
dude,
you
dude.
go to Colombia and you say what group of people have the highest crime rate in Colombia, it's gonna be Colombians, you idiot, because that's the majority of the demographic of the population and race that lives there in that city. So that would apply to DC, which is literally called Chocolate City from all the black people that live there. Atlanta, most major cities where black people live, you're gonna have that because most of the black people live in that area.
Are you ready? Are you ready for this?
Go ahead.
Do you know
Let's try another argument. Let's see
No,
another argument. Go
let me
ahead.
finish. Jeez,
Go
dude.
ahead. I'm listening. Let's try another argument.
Okay, look, you gotta learn the difference between rate and absolute number.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about per capita. You're talking about per capita. I know I'm not an idiot. I know what per capita means.
Between rate and absolute number.
You're talking about per capita. I know what it means.
My God.
Where is your family? Hold on. Where is your family from?
It don't matter where his family from, bruh. See, this nigga always gonna go back to a FBA argument. It don't matter where this nigga family from, bruh. Like, I don't know. I got some FBAs. I mean, I'm probably technically a FBA, ain't I? Or I don't know. I don't fucking care. Like, but anyway, anyway, maybe y'all can help me out. What? Okay. Maybe do it matter where this nigga family from in this debate based on what we talking about? See, this is why I have a problem with the whole FBA shit. It don't matter where they from, bro. I mean, y'all could look if I got any FBAs in here, or whatever. Y'all can tell me why it's relevant to this conversation. Now, look, I'm gonna be real. The whole absolute number, man, I don't know all that shit, man. I mean, I can look it up, I can learn it. I mean, I haven't been in high school in quite a while, y'all. Per capita absolute number. I think he was trying to get at what I was getting at. I'm like, well, wait, just because it's a lot of black people in the city. So, okay, if y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure what Ant was saying didn't make sense, but maybe I'm tripping. So, if I'm not mistaken, he's saying even if, let's just say there's a million, well, okay, let's word it like this. Let's say there's a million people that live in Atlanta. I don't know what the number is, but let's just say there's a million people that live in Atlanta and 800,000 of them are black people, and let's say 200,000 of them are white people. They're saying there's a higher rate of HPV amongst the blacks than there is amongst the 200,000 whites. So let's just say 40% of black women got HPV amongst the 800,000, and only 10% of white women got HPV amongst the 200,000. So it doesn't matter how many black people live in Atlanta. 40% of them bitches got HPV, and only 10% of the white bitches got HPV. So it don't matter the raw numbers. If I'm not mistaken, that's what we're dealing with here. But he's emotional. He's emotional and desperate to defend his sisters. So when you get emotional and desperate, you just start saying shit that don't make sense so you can try to have a comeback. And Ant ego was hurt because the bro on the phone got him. But Ant can't admit that a nigga got him. See this, but he's young. He still has time to mature. You know, I'm not saying I'm better than him, but you got to just be able to say, okay, you right, you got me. All right, you got that. You got that. See, that's feminine too, not being able to admit when you're wrong and that somebody just got you. You know, a bitch ain't never gonna admit she was wrong. she rather change the whole conversation before she admits she wrong. But why you leave the dishes out last night? Ain't about to do that. Well, actually, he just did it. Where your family from? The fuck that got to do with per capita and absolute number? Where your family from? That was a bitch move. That's what bitches do. You beat them in the argument. Yeah, but why you ain't cut the TV off last night? You fell asleep on the couch. The fuck that got to do with this?
I know I'm not an idiot. I know what per capita means.
Between rate and absolute number.
You're talking about per capita. I know what it means.
My God.
Where's your family? Hold on. Where's your family from, bro?
Do you know the difference between rate and absolute
Yes,
number?
you're talking about per capita. I know what you're talking about.
It's
Absolute
not
numbers
per,
versus
it's not the same thing. It's not
rate
the same
and
thing.
absolute numbers.
Yeah, rate and absolute number.
Okay, what is it? Rate and absolute numbers. Yeah. So for example,
yeah.
So the same argument.
He literally just asked this nigga to explain it and then kept talking. Like, let's see that again. Like, he asked him, like he was about to have a humble moment. Like, my bad. Okay, explain it to me, brother. And just be quiet. This nigga can't stop talking. See, this is why that young shit. This is where he shows his age. Because he always check old niggas about, don't tell me you more wise than me just because you older. You don't know what I've been through. He give that spiel when he talking to older niggas, which on some level I agree with. I don't like when old niggas try to make it seem like they God because they 20 years older than you or 10 years older than you or 5 years older than you. No, you could be an old dumb nigga. So I feel him on that. But this is a moment where we can see like this is where the wisdom isn't there. Despite how intelligent he may be. Just stop talking, bro. Let's see this shit one more time. He was about to have a humble moment like, all right, well, what is it then? And then he cut him off again to try to explain, but he just basically admitted he didn't know. Shit is crazy. Let's run it back.
In absolute numbers?
Yeah, rate and absolute number.
Okay, what is it? Rate and absolute numbers? Yeah. So for example,
yeah.
So the same argument that a lot of white people like to use when they say 13% of the population commits 60% of the crime, right?
Kind of like that.
That's per capita, dumbass. I just said that.
No.
What do you mean kinda? Absolute numbers. White people have more absolute numbers on the crime, but the per capita, what they claim is black people have a higher crime.
I'm talking about proportions, okay?
That would be per capita based on the proportion of people in their race.
God, jeez, dude. Okay, look. Let's just say this, all right? And I just
This
want
nigga's
to
an idiot.
speak the same language, all right?
This nigga's an idiot.
All right, versus the absolute number of HPV cases. That's all I'm talking about.
What does that have to do with your dating life? What does a STD or anything you're talking about have to do with the dating life?
My point is, sir, is that when you're talking about a demographic of women that's or overrepresented among the number of women that have baby daddies and STDs, yeah, maybe it's something wrong with that demographic of women and not just the men who are.
Okay, so let's go with that. Let's go with that. Let's go with that.
But that's facts, bro. And I'm not saying it to shit on black women per se. Like, all right, let's talk about it. Fuck it. We always say black women are fucked up, yada yada, attitudes, you know the spiel. Okay, the question I want to ask is, I should make this the title of the stream tonight. I might do it. Is it black women's fault that they're undesirable? Black women to blame for being undesirable. That might be the title of the stream tonight if I come back on. Is it their fault? Is it their fault? No, not completely. Environment, conditions, just trauma. It's not their fault all the way for becoming that in the first place, but it is their fault for staying that way for a lifetime, never putting in the work to be better. That is their fault. See, I mean, we could say the same thing about black men. Is it their fault that black men on bullshit, loud, violent? And I know all black men aren't that, but you know what I'm trying to say, the stereotype. And there's plenty of black men that fit the stereotypes. Is it their fault? Is it somebody's fault if they grew up in a certain neighborhood and in a certain culture that breeds you to be a bullshit human? I mean, yeah, the same answer. I would say no initially, but then when you become a grown man and a grown woman, 25, 30, 35, it's time to find it's time to try to be better. So yeah, it's not your fault really for becoming that way because everything around you made you that way. But once you become a grown ass man or woman, it is your fault for staying that way.
Then why the then let's go with that. Let's just say what you're saying is true. Then why the is it not working with the white women? Why is it not working with the Asian women? Why is it not working with the Latino women? You sat up here and claimed that you get all these different types of women, but it really what you wanted to do, what you was looking for was a who didn't like black women. That's what you was looking for. You wanted a to agree with you. It's not working with you no matter where you at. It don't work with no other race and demographic of women because you're the problem. Your name is Roosevelt.
What if it's the case?
Your name is Roosevelt.
My God, bro.
Your name Roosevelt.
Okay, so what? How mature are we here?
I'm just saying your name Roosevelt.
My thing is this. Look,
Your name
what if
Roosevelt.
it's the case that
Okay, my nigga must be losing the debate then. If we coming down to making fun of a nigga name. But this is that 28 coming in. That 28-year-old coming in. Yeah.
Your name Roosevelt.
I wanted a BLK
Your name
woman?
Roosevelt.
What if I wanted to marry a BLK woman? Okay.
What if you
Despite
wanted
of
to?
all the stuff we got going on in our community, what if I was gracious enough to want a BLK wife? What is that like? What if I'm loyal to my community in that way? Then what, genius?
I don't care what you do.
Then what, genius? Maybe that would explain why it's not working out with these other women. Maybe I don't really take them seriously because that's not where I'm looking for my wife. You ever thought about that?
Have you ever
No,
thought
'cause you
about
had
that?
a whole-
Again, you're dealing
you
with the
had an
bottom of the
assload of
barrel.
assumptions about me.
Shut up. I don't want to hear you speaking. Be quiet. Close your big loppy lips. Anyway, as I was saying, you're dealing with the same type of black woman. So the problem is with guys like you, because you have a low IQ, you base and rationalize everything based off of your experiences. That's the problem with people like you. You ain't no different than the modern woman. You're a modern man, weak, soft, irrelevant, frail, bitch. That's the type of man that you are. And that's why we have to check dudes like you and make sure we separate you from the rest of the real men. Lame.
You displayed a lot of bitch characteristics as well in this showing, sir. So really, these two bitch ass niggas arguing like a bitch with each other. If anything, you got a rough road ahead of you, Ant. If you on some pro black, like I'm saving the blacks type shit, and we yeah, I don't know, man. Like I want to see black people do better in this country too and be better, but trying to deny what it is right now isn't gonna get us anywhere. Yeah, I'm gonna get off here, y'all. I might be back on tonight. Remember, how others treat you is their karma. How you treat others is your karma. Be nice to people because God's watching. Remember, I'm a nice guy. I just play asshole on the internet. I've never done anything remotely wrong my entire life ever. Be sure to keep your blood pressure, your blood sugar down to keep the Reaper from coming around. Make sure you get your yearly checkup so Satan don't catch up. RB Sensei out.